Legends never die when the world is calling you. Can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, relentless, you survive. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, they'll ride into smoke when the fire is fierce. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die when the world is calling you. Can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die. They're written down in eternity, but you'll never see the price it costs. The scars collected all their lives. When every
All right, welcome back everybody to week 1, day 4, I believe, of TCL. It's very good to see everyone again. Today we have like a pretty awesome matchup. Yesterday we saw our first 2-1 of the day, or of the season, I should say. After a couple of 2-0 series, today we're hopefully going to get another game 3. It's going to be between Team Coin Flip, Joe McBro's team, versus the Purple Flames, which was drafted by Sandy Snake, but is now captained by Spirit of Fate himself.
Quick correction, it's Team Chess Club.
Oh, excuse me, Team Chess Club. Excuse me.
It's
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong things. But yeah, Team Chess Club, captained by Rook Stout, drafted by Mr. Joe himself versus Purple Flames, now captained by Spirit of Fate, but drafted by Sandy Snake. So I'm joined here with Mr. Rudy himself, Mr. D. Bran. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, AI Box. How are you?
I'm super stoked to see what goes on with this game. I think there's a lot of really interesting storylines that we can follow, a lot of really interesting talking points. I can't wait to see where we end up rolling with this.
Neither can I. I think we are in for a great one. It looks like we are getting ready. But 1 second, before we log in, or before we go to Champs League, I would like to hear your way too early predictions. If you have to guess right now, which team do you got?
Oh gosh, it's so tough because I feel like any take we throw out right now is going to be a hot take, right? Any take is a hot take because we really don't know how teams are going to start gelling over the course of the season, especially a team like the Chess Club where Elusive has been kind of off doing his own thing. He's kind of had a lot of personal business to take care of the last few weeks, and they might not have had the same kind of time to gel as Team Sandy Snake and Team Spirit of Fate have really been able to do, where they don't play together, really build that synergy. My gut says maybe Purple Flames right off the top, but if Elusive can become that pop-off player that we saw last season, you never know.
Yeah, we'll dig into that point. We do have a returning pair from last season, or a couple on each team. We have
Exactly.
and Elusive, who remembers the championship team last time, and Sauce and Sandy Snake already have a bit of that top-mid chemistry as they were on the ill-fated team. I think it was Team Sandy Snake? I should know because that was my team. But,
yeah.
But
yeah, it's quite a run back from kind of both of these teams. They kind of really liked what they saw from their teammates. They liked what they saw from their rosters and what they were able to accomplish. So Sandy Snake, I really believe, bringing back Sauce and Spirit of Fate from his previous season team, and obviously Rook.
It wasn't quick correction. It wasn't Spirit. It was Lemon.
Lemon, excuse me.
Yeah. Brothers, so it's an easy one.
It's an easy one. The Jasinskis.
but yes, okay. But we're into the ban phaser.
For sure, yeah. Kind of talk about it.
Over on the blue side, we have the Urgot, which I think we all saw coming.
Yeah, the obligatory Urgot ban for Mr. Bobolini, Mr. Lost in the Sauce. He's the Urgot one trick, and he's really known for that. But especially over the course of the last season and moving into this draft and moving into this season, he's really expanded his pool. So I think calling him an Urgot one trick would be a little bit of selling him short.
It'd be a disservice. He's really grown
for sure
since he joined the league and was forced to play something else. Oh, and there's
the Shen pick coming out. That makes a lot of sense.
I think so too.
Yeah, that early Shen pick coming out, giving him that kind of global presence, and it's a nice strong laner that also gives him a lot of ability to make cross map plays and then TP back into lane or TP2 objectives and just be that consistent presence that the other top laner can maybe deal with.
I agree. I think the most common counter to Shen is Darius, because even with Shen's ability to block those auto attacks, Darius tends to most melee laners. But Sauce can't really play that, so he picks the set into the Shen. Not a matchup that I'm intimately familiar with, but I think Sauce is comfortable enough on the set to not lose lane to the Shen without a doubt, and have enough of a push to win Shen.
Ooh, the Janna coming out. What are your thoughts on that pick?
I think that's not unexpected. Spirit does tend to play those enchanters.
For sure, yeah. I think, especially of late, Spirit obviously being really known for his Lulu play. That's kind of what he hangs his hat on, what he's really well able to analyze and really kind of able to really kind of deep dive into. But he's very proficient on a lot of... Ooh, the Kaisa, there it is. There's that power pick.
That is not unexpected. With Jhin being banned, Kaisa is obviously the strongest ADC left on the field. So
I'm surprised that they went with the Janna pick early instead of taking that power ADC out of the mix, especially with Tailwind being so particularly strong on the Kaisa. Yeah, but that being said, like I guess Jen is also just a very safe pick. You can pick it early. Pairs well with the Sivir. That's a lot of move speed going on in that lane between both of their passives, and then obviously the move speed that you get from Sivir ult. So they have a very solid team fight kind of starting to round out. Versus on the other side, the bot lanes that we're going to talk about are going to be the Kai'Sa and the Pantheon. That's a lot of kill pressure. Droid has been playing a ton of the Pantheon, so you never know when that pop off might happen out of the bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, those are very different types of lanes. Kai'Sa, Pantheon. Pantheon's kit enables him to dive right in. Kai'Sa gives her ult gives the ability to follow it up. Sivir with the spell shield and the ult to either run away or engage. Janna with the tornado to blow them back, or the ultimate to push them away after the Pantheon jumps in and stuns. Very different approaches from the bot lane. At the same time, you still get a little bit of that protection from that Shen ult that can come down over. So that's a lot of engage.
Yeah, absolutely. That being said, surprising that Nunu actually made it through the entire first phase of bans and then wasn't picked by either team. That's a very priority jungler. That's very heavily contested. Brickstout, the Nunu enthusiast himself, huge proponent of Nunu. He's been playing it in solo queue, been playing it in flex queue, he's been playing it in normals. He's been playing it all over the place whenever he gets his hand onto it. So surprised they made it all the way to the second phase bans. Now banned there.
Yeah, that's surprising. I guess the priority was really just on the bot lane and the top here. Leaving the mids and the jungles for the second round, which should be very interesting matchups. Captain for Team Chess Club in the jungle. Got that cerebral brain that should be guiding them around the map.
That's right. Yeah, very surprising. But I mean, Rookstout's got a fairly deep champion pool, and I think a huge story for both of these teams is going to be the bot lane. You're talking about two extremely strong bot lanes between Luciv and Droid, and then Tailwhip and Spirit of Fate. Arguably, some of the best bot lanes all end up in the same conference between Spirit of Fate and Tailwhip, Luciv and Droid 08, and obviously Toasty and Monkey, and then Lyrica and Tiny Rick. Those are some extremely strong bot lanes. So we're going to see some similar strengths between all of the teams for sure.
Yeah, and I apologize if there's any weird mic feedback. This my setup still might not be completely perfect, but we're working on getting that perfected. Okay, so we have our first jungle pick, Hecarim from the red side. Aggressive, quick farming, move around the map, get that movement speed, run them down, get that AD, ult them back into your team. And we'll see what happens. From this side, the exact opposite. Rook on the Sedge. Passive that makes her extra tanky, the quick, the QR, that long range ult, that long range engage. And obviously with the Pantheon, the Shen, the Kai'Sa, the ability to follow it up. So to me, it really seems like blue side is drafting themselves
pick's going to be huge
to go in.
Yeah, this last mid pick's going to be huge. Yep, and it's going to
be. And there's the Anivia. Okay, yep. I think that's
either going to be.
Pick here.
I mean, it was going to be the Anivia or the brand, but I think the Anivia gives them a lot of more ways to play because their eggs were kind of all on the elusive basket prior to this pick, but now Anivia gives them a lot of playmaking. And it's a comfort pick for Wojtek. I think that's a fantastic pick.
Yep, I agree. And then, so what do we want to see from Sandy here? I think some sort of caster.
It could be.
Oh, Zillion.
I was going to say it could be the Zillion. Yeah, it really enables not just the Sivir, but it enables the set. But between all the move speed they have between the Janna, the Sivir, and then the Zillion speed ups, that's going to be way back. When you look for him, he's going to be way past you already. It's going to be like Rammus levels of speed.
This is true, and I guess they do have enough engage and damage from other sources, being the set, the Hecarim, the Sivir that's eventually going to scale up. And we saw last night from Verd how much damage the Zillion can do when he's allowed to do what he wants to do. Like, he doesn't just have to be an ult bot. He can be landing those double bombs and really doing that AoE stun explosion, pumping out the DPS.
Yeah, and I mean, Sandy Snake's Zillion was kind of Verd Zillion before Verd was even in TCL, so... So exactly, yeah. There's just a lot of stuff going on, kind of with both of their teams. They both have very well-rounded kits, and they both just have like fairly good initiation, fairly good peel, and they have a lot of ways that they can both make picks and play the game.
Yeah, I agree. I think that blue sides really, I mean, they have themselves a team fight comp here. Like, they're going to engage. Sure, they could pick it off, but with the Anivia, which is really just one that you want to fight in a certain area and provide that DPS. But you have that Pantheon, the Kai'Sa, the Sedge to dive onto the back line, do what you want to do. I think they have a pretty easy comp to execute as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, I think move around the map with the Shen and the Panth, but we'll see how much the supports leave lane. Personally, I love seeing the supports when they back at level 3, go up to top lane and do some skirmishing there. We'll see how proficient those supports are at moving around the map tonight. Especially the Pantheon, whose ult is pretty useless in lane.
I think both teams really came out with a very cohesive idea of how they were going to draft, what they were going to do, and what they expected the other team to do. And I think both teams kind of came away with being fairly happy with how the draft turned out. I don't know if I could really count a clear winner or a loser with the draft. Both teams really playing to what their strengths are. Maybe not nullify. Maybe that was a ban issue from each team where they weren't necessarily nullifying the strengths that the other team was going to play toward or see.
Mm-hmm. And AI Box, I know you're a bot main or you're an ADC main. We got Lucif here, who is arguably in this composition, not the only carry condition, but a definite carry condition that Chess Club looks to every single game. On Kaisa, who I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but is the second best ADC right now, barring Jin, who was the third ban on the red side.
I would definitely say she's up there. I think she is. I think stat wise for sure the second best, but I think in terms of like lane power, in terms of like a lot of her strengths right now kind of mitigate what her original weaknesses were, and a lot of the champions that she's typically weak against, like the Lucian, which is the one that stands out most to me, aren't necessarily in the meta right now. So in between both of these AD carries, I'm really excited for this bot lane. I can't speak high enough for both of them, but
the juxtaposition I think though is the Sivir, who we saw last night, can be useful, but at the same time, I feel like she takes a lot longer to hit that breakpoint where she's going to become like the ideal ADC that it takes so long to get to, where you're just standing in the back line and you're pumping out that damage, right? Sivir, I think, needs 2.5, 3 items to get there, whereas Kaisa, she gets her Mythic, she gets a Serrated Dirk, she evolves her Q, she can jump right in there and blow someone up right away.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great point to bring up. Yeah, Kaisa with that kind of really smooth evolution power spike now. A lot of times now you don't even see in pro play, you don't even see that initial item or that Gale Force or that Kraken be completed. Instead, just going straight for that Serrated Dirk for that lethality and that lane strength to be able to maybe set up plays or follow up on plays.
I think where that if you get behind in lane, that really punishes you. Item breakpoint, but if you manage to stay even or even get ahead, then that early evolution is really powerful. Yeah. If we look to scaling in these last couple seconds before we load into game, I think it's pretty even across the board. Red side doesn't have that true tank that Sejuani is going to become, but in terms of damage, they have damage coming from 4 different characters.
Yeah, they have that, and obviously Zillion's going to be Zillion, and at the end of the day, Tailup's going to just really dish out the damage, but I think I got to give it to Nivea Kaisa. That's just so much damage. That's so much laking zoning potential. Any sort of like being able to set up a river play, cut off angles around Baron, and also just follow up with picks between Pantheon and Kaisa. If Pantheon ult in, gets that stun off, and Kaisa's able to ult over top, that's a lot of pick potential.
Not only that, but if Red side is lacking anything, it's the tank and it's the peel, right? I mean, they have Janna, whose job is to stand behind the AD carry and make sure they don't take any damage. And they have the Zillion, who's all one could describe as like the perfect peel, because it doesn't matter what happens to you where you are, you're not going to die, right? You're going to come back. It's another matter
looking at some
where
interesting
you come back.
things on the Rift right now.
Okay, good. Glad it wasn't just me. Looks like we're normalizing now.
Yeah, it looks like we're figuring it out.
We'll see if anybody. I don't think there's been any spicy opening plays from any teams yet in week 1 of the TCL. We'll see if this is where it changes. Anyone goes for an invade. We're getting some pings from the blue side.
Yeah, we've seen
they go for a top side
5 points, but I think that just might be there. Oh, they're going for it. They are going for it. Pantheon and the entire bot lane. It's just Wojtek kind of bringing up their rear a little bit. Let's see if they catch anyone here.
There was the one last night where I think TJ and Olaf ran.
Oh, Espen might catch us out.
And
no, not quite.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Oh, he's probably going to walk toward it. It looks like he's going toward the tribe. I don't know if anyone's home. He's going to walk toward the river. They catch him out. They're going to be able to go onto. No, Georgia says walk upwards, and he might be a little bit out of range for the stun now. Let's see if he's going to be able to pick up on it. Lustin starts walking backwards. It looks like everyone's going to be able to get away scot-free. No sums, no nothing. Just the one ward deep for blue side, and then the ward kind of guarding that little double entrance there. That looked really spicy, but Droid actually walked upwards toward the tower instead of through the try, so he ended up not being in range to go for any sort of stun on Bovie.
Yeah, it was close, and so we didn't get to see the first successful invade. We did see a river skirmish last night that resulted in a death, but nothing.
We might see a little bit of excitement here.
Oh, good point.
Tailwhip kind of sit bot lane. That's not exactly the strongest level 1, but they do have a ward catching them out. Droidoid's walking forward. He's going to be the first one into the push. Espen catches him out. The exhaust immediately going out onto Droidoid. He levels the immunity, but he's walking backwards. The smite comes through onto Espen. The full Kaisa passive stacked onto him from Boosup, and he's going to be able to get him with the flash, the last auto. Wojtek's walking forward with him from Sandy Snake. Now the bombs come through. The big stun coming over through on Spirit of Fate. He's 1 HP, but meanwhile, Joa dies. It's going to end up being a 1-for-1, lots of sums burned, and the mid laners are kind of just stuck in no man's land, walking at each other, and Wojtek's going to get a little bit of how you doing, walking out.
Spicy starts. I love it. I really do.
That was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Sejuani passive's not as useful as, say, a Braum passive when we're talking about stacking things that can stun, but still powerful when you have another melee there with you, and that's why we saw the early kill go off onto Espen there.
Yeah, truthfully,
Volt
the first blood going over to Elusive.
That's true. And he's also getting solo EXP right now, which isn't great for Pantheon, but he's going to hit those levels a little bit quicker than his lane opponents.
For sure, yeah. Pantheon's going to be a little bit behind in XP, that's for sure. But Tailwhip going for that cold start and Kai'Sa with first blood, you never know what's going to end up happening.
Yeah, we were talking about what can happen when the Kai'Sa goes for that lethality build to get that early Q evolve, and how it can really be punished if they fall behind. But against this lane, I don't really see them. It doesn't look too likely that they're going to fall behind. Oh, and it looks like we're getting an invade from Espen onto the blue because Joe was
that they had
back
the
by
ward.
that early death. Yeah.
He's set back by a little, and they know that he was taking the red with that early ward. Really great vision control coming out from the side of Team Sandy, or Team Spirit of Fate, excuse me. The purple flames, that deep ward getting that early catch out, even though they don't trade favorably there, it gives them the wards to be able to go for that invade for Espen.
Yeah, and Espen did just pop the Scryer's Bloom, so they might have an idea of what happened, but we'll see if Espen wants to stick around for the crab here or go triple buff.
Yeah.
Rook.
Either way, being able to secure that 3 buffs is huge. Even if he is able to path effectively to get first these Raptors and then go for the Scuttle, I think he still gets his own blue buff. Just from the lane strength, that looks like it's coming out from the side of Tailwhip and Spirit of Fate.
Yeah, this is really not great for Joey. He went red Raptors into Wolves, which means now he has to take at least the Gromp to get level 3, whereas Espen's still also level 2, but his top laner has the push, and he was able to roam down, get some CC on their crab, easy take. So Joey could be looking at a double crab and a triple buff here, which is just a disaster.
Yeah, extremely rough, and extremely bad, especially into a Hecarim. Espen's going to be able to take these 3 buffs, take all this XP and gold advantage, and just go and transition that to his laners. Take the wealth and just spread it, you know?
Yeah, and then we see a River Ward right now on the bot side. We'll see if because Joe is going to walk in there, and it looks like bot is relatively even. My guess is Pantheon would have the early roam here. Mid also looks
he's on a ward. Rick's on a ward. He might probably be able to secure the Scuttle though before Hecarim is able to respond.
It looks like Espen's just giving the Scuttle. I don't know, Spirit's coming over. Cheeky Tornado Steal?
He does have Smite. I think he'll be okay. Oh my god,
Spirit took it with an auto.
Oh my god, Rook's out getting a little greedy, not wanting to burn the Smite. Oh no.
Disastrous
for Rook Stout. Yeah, he needed even though it sucks to burn Smite when it's 1 HP, he needed to just commit it to make sure he secured it, and he loses the Scuttle Crab for it. Oh my goodness, what a start. Yeah,
So
on the only
well
right
played by
side
Espen,
is,
good pathing, and way to come up there, Spirit.
well, excellent job, calling out. They have that vision.
They had
Crucially, all these,
to place that mid ward.
yeah, all of these
Ward.
plays have been made around just excellent vision coverage. That mid pixel brush ward, at that exact moment, was able to spot out Joa going for the Scuttle. Excellent communication. That early jungle ward into it. It's making Joa's life really hard to play.
So if we look at it right now, Espen backed 2 camps up, was able to get both his Sheen and his boots. Is in a very good spot to start running around the map, getting some early ganks off. Joa stayed on the map, has not yet backed. Can do
He's
Raptor,
forced to
potentially
clear.
Wolf back on the same amount. Hopefully he's able to get a Cinderhulk on that back. I think after 6 camps he should be able to without too many worries. But
oh no, he wasn't able to complete it. The execute coming out onto the Sejuani.
It was a quick back. I looked at it. Death time was 8 seconds. No worries.
True. Espen coming for a gank bot though, but it's nice pink coverage. But the Ghost coming through, he's definitely going to be going for elusive here. But Joy stops him in his tracks, and Espen gets nothing for his troubles. Burning a Summoner's
Sandy's coming down as well.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for the 4-man again. He's going to clear out this pink, but they don't know that Sandy's present. They might have an inkling now with especially the missing pinks coming over, but he went over with the blast mode. Lucius now going for a trade over to our Spirit of Fate. Not able to fully stack on his passive. Sandy's just going to drop a bomb, say, hey, what's up? And Lucius is getting a little bit of a push going.
What is up indeed? It looks like Sauce is up to an early lead. After Music takes these creeps, he'll only be down about 7, but that's a wave. He's already behind. Looks like, and then with Sauce crashing that wave, you should be able to back and come back up with no worries. They're using that early top pressure to get the dragon. They don't necessarily know where Joa is, but they could have a decent idea, and also he's pretty far behind right now, doesn't necessarily have the ability to contest. Looks like a free Drake pickup for red side.
Yeah, Joe's been forced to take a really awkward path this game, but I think they have a fair idea that he's topside. And it's just a free drag from the roam pressure from Sandy, plus that little gank attempt by Hecarim. They know that they're free to be able to take that. And good job of mitigating. I know Tailwhip's giving up a lot of CS in this lane, but good job of, oh my goodness, meanwhile, here comes a gank. Voitex forces flash. He might still get his passive phone. Yeah, this bomb comes over to overtop. That's definitely going to be the passive coming out.
That was a good stun on Espen, but not quite
now
enough.
you're a little bit of an all-in Lucid going over top. Now you're able to get any sort of passive pop, but Tailwhip is a little bit low on mana. It's just going to end up just being a no for null. Espen's now zoning out the Scuttle Crab. He's a little bit low, but he is supported by Sandy Snake, who's also a little bit low on mana, but it looks like they're not even going to bother contesting the Scuttle.
That was an interesting choice by Joe. He chose to actually invade there when the Dragon, and he took away the Raptors instead of taking the Scuttle, which he ended up losing out on the Scuttle. Still hasn't taken a Scuttle yet this game, but was able to get that pink brother. Hopefully will be able to provide some vision and give Music X a little bit more comfort in the lane on the top side.
Yeah, but Lucid, Mr. Studio Girl, is farming really, really well down here in the bot lane. He's looking good. I mean, almost a 20 CS difference. Now this wave's going to crash. Tailwhip's definitely going to miss this entire wave too, so it's going to sit pretty at like about a 20, like 18 CS difference. So,
Mr. Steal Your Girl, don't let him hear you saying that. We'll go straight to his head.
Yeah, but no, so that being said, I think the nice thing about Pantheon into this Janna matchup is that it does kind of mitigate some of what Janna does well. She wants to walk forward, she wants to be super annoying and just consistently poke with that Comet. Or this time she has Guardian, but nonetheless be consistently annoying and just poke with that that W with those autos and stuff like that. And Pantheon makes it very difficult for her to be able to do that in this lane. She's kind of forced to still, but further back.
I think the Guardian's a smart choice because, as you were saying, you don't want to walk up against this Pantheon. Like, Janna has two identities. Early Janna, which is like one of the most annoying, pokey supports in the game, much like Soraka does, right? But then they scale into being just this like ultimate peel.
Yeah, and this Guardian really does protect against the Pantheon all-in extremely well.
Yes, they definitely built to scale into the late game, or are prepared to scale into the late game with that lane, that comp.
Yeah, and with the Relic Shield as well, giving that a little bit of extra. Ooh, Janna walking really forward, but getting some nice poke, Tailwhip with that auto, and then the W on Detroit 08. That's kind of like the
we
quarter
see that our ADCs are level 6. Neither supports nor
Janna's
the jungler.
too far up there. She's going to go up to try and get the poke, but Eric's is here to counter. Now here comes the elusive ult over top, but Espen is here now. Here comes the Hecarim ult. Joe's still not 6, but Joe is forced to flash back out. Espen's really healthy, and he's going to get able to pick up Detroit 08. Elusive's way too low with no ults, no flash, no heal now. He's probably going to be dead to rights if they decide to go for this, but yep, it looks like Sandy's here on the roam, and he's going to be able to speed himself up to go for it. Meanwhile, top lane Music X might just get dove by this Lost in the Sunset. Disastrous minute for the Chess Club. Oh my goodness. And Tailwhip walking back.
Timing.
Just taking a couple tower shots for his trouble.
The Shen ult might have been able to change something if he wasn't being bullied and shoved in so hard by the set. It doesn't look like it ever went on cooldown, so it didn't get cancelled or anything like that. He just got shoved in, Set pulled him out from under turret, punched him a couple times, and killed him. But yeah, with that, I would think it was the 6 different than the bot. Rook wasn't 6, so they weren't able to get that engaged quite as quick. And Espen came down with 6, with Ghost, and just ran over them with his ultimate.
Yeah, and now they've spotted the Sivir 2 kills. And Espen is also 2 kills as well. I mean, crucially, Ristat not being level 6 going into that, so he wasn't able to set anything up with an ultimate. So when they went in, Spirit of Fate was able to just flash back out, and Tailwhip with that ultimate was extremely fast. Now you have a pause. We'll get a little bit of information on what this pause is for, but that was a really unfortunate couple of minutes.
Yeah, let's use this pause to look at these gold graphs, which thankfully are up on the screen. We see mid lane there's a difference of 3 gold. That's pretty tight. But everywhere else on the board, red side is ahead. Top lane, I think, is the biggest difference at 1,200. But you have 1,000 in the jungle. There's 3 in mid that we were talking about. And with those 2 kills, even with the farm deficit, which has been shrunk now because obviously they had some more time in lane to farm, the Sivir is now up by just that 400, 500 gold.
Right.
And the support also 400 more gold, but not as relevant off the damage carries.
A 3k damage, I mean, a 3k gold difference at 10 minutes is still huge, right? I mean, and especially talking about, it's not all concentrated on one person. It's like fairly evenly spread. I mean, you have a little bit on the Sivir, you have a little bit on the Janna, but you have sizable leads on you said on top lane and jungle. Those are some real playmakers out there, so it's looking pretty good for the Purple Flames for sure. Especially with Espen getting some really solid early plays off. Yeah,
and we didn't necessarily gloss over it, but it might have fallen to the side that Red side did pick up the Ocean Drake as their first Drake. In my opinion, the most useful of the early Drake to grab, and early it was that they grabbed it. That was at like 5 minutes. That really helps with your laning when you're able to just step back for a second, regen some of that mana, some of that health up, and then step forward. Meanwhile, your lane opponent has been trying to farm, maybe taking a little minion damage. You just get that extra edge in lane, which we are seeing across the board right now.
Yeah, if there's any Drake you want early, it's definitely going to be that Ocean for that to be that first Drake you can pick up right away. But back into the game, I'm very excited.
And levels are still an issue right now. Rook Stout's still not 6. Music Egg notably hit 6 a while ago, but has been unable to ult because of the amount of pressure Sauce has been putting on him, giving us a great join on that set with that early kill. Does have his Blade of the Rune King already, which is pretty common that we see on those top lane bruisers who can build it efficiently, because it's just such a early item.
Sandy Snake's going to come in and test the scuttle as well, and Christos is pushing it back into him. He's going to be able to get it stolen again. No, Sandy Snake walk back. He does go for the auto, and the Void Tech wall comes through, but Boston Sauce is here to support this play. Espen might ult over the wall or just try and make a play on this guy. Doesn't have ult, but Void Tech's kind of in the middle, but no passive. But he does have the blue buff, so he's just going to be able to wave clear his way through. Espen now is still looking for the gank. Gets stunned by Void Tech. He's going to be able to take a lot of damage. Very nice part by Void Tech. He's saying, absolutely not. I'm living today, denying him that gank. And Music X is taunting backwards. Boston Sauce pulls him back in. The W is popped by the Shen, but the ult comes through. Music X has nothing left. Boston Sauce with his Blade of the Rune King move speed as well. He's going to take an extremely favorable trade. Meanwhile, Espen's still coming in the mid lane. Absolute non-stop action, but Void Tech does have his. Oh my goodness, he's going to get this. Yes, the shutdown going over top of Walker. Excellent, well played by Void Tech. Headroom was not expecting that kind of damage, but Void Tech 08 kind of still skirmishing a little bit in the spot lane as Spirit is fighting over some wards in the tri-bush. Wow, action everywhere around the map.
Indeed. That that Q auto E from the Anivia that chunked Espen to half. And then he came back in, got stunned again, ulted under, walled off. Well played by Void Tech in the mid lane, making that Anivia, showing us why that Anivia is such a strong pick right now, and why
Spirit is trading a little bit with Droid 08. The Sedge ult does miss, but Janet ult coming over top. This guys have the ult to be able to follow up. No, they're not even going to go for it. Tail whip, because there's a loss in the sauce. TP coming through. Droid is probably just going to die again. Lucius really low on XP. Excuse me, mana. The Shen ult comes over top, but she just gets blown up by the Sivir, so it's a lot of wasted ultimates and wasted time, and another 2 for nothing in favor of the Purple Flames, and it's going to be another Dragon.
Just in time for the Dragon to spawn. Early we talked about those global and how Blue Side had the ability to roam around the map with that set, with that Pantheon ult, but right now, the movement speed that the Red Side has with that Hecarim, who seems to be everywhere right now, just getting picked off, Sauce bullying Shen, not letting him use his global. Pantheon having to stay in lane, hasn't had a chance to ult anywhere yet.
Yeah, what an excellent TP by Lost in the Sauce, really making that play an extremely favorable one for his team. And a point to be brought up is Sandy Snake, when Void Tech got that 2v1 kill in the mid lane, didn't ult his Hecarim. I don't know if he didn't expect that kind of damage. I don't know if anyone really expected that kind of damage, but Hecarim might have been okay there.
Excellent point.
Oh, he's looking for it again. Here comes the Ghost, and he's going to get sped up with the bomb over top, and the Unstoppable ult come through, and that he's just going to die. What a play. What kind of synergy we're seeing coming out of Sandy Snake and Espen. Incredible stuff.
What a fun champion. Started running at your turret, caught you under, or started running at their turret, caught you under your turret, and dead you were.
Extremely well played by Sandy.
Yes, very well played. Got the speed up, got the bomb on him, did the damage, caught him out.
Yeah.
Well, caught him out. I can't really say caught him out. He was right at the edge of his own turret range when they started running at him. So
yeah. And Espen did a great job of using his ult to resist, or excuse me, not even resist, just kind of immune himself to that Anivia Q so he doesn't get stopped. Excellent.
Something I'd like to point out right now, and they're doing something about it right now, but the vision control that Red has on the bot side right now, they have a line of wards from the Dragon Pit to the front of Red that just, it makes it impossible for them to receive them. Their bot lane is so safe right now.
Yeah, so it's incredible. It's almost impossible for Joe to access the bot lane. A complete line of wards, like you said.
They had 6 wards in the bottom 4th of the map.
They're going to look for something on Music X here. Lost in the Sauce walking forward. He does have the ult and the flash. Espen just walking forward. He's like, I'm going to pop the rip right here, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I mentioned the lack of Pantheon ults earlier, but now that I'm noticing he's just now 6, it's very possible he hadn't been 6. They take that turret with no trouble at all.
Yeah, now we're seeing this Goldie kind of just steadily grow a little bit. Tail whip is huge, by the way. Has that full essence here, has the pickaxe. He is going to hurt.
Yeah.
And now a little bit of a taunt coming through, a little bit of trading. Music X is pretty weak, though. He has those plated Greaves. He does have that Bammy Cinder, but ultimately just way far behind that completed item by Lost in Sauce. Who's now going for the ult, gets that left, right passive on Music X, who forces the flashback out, and he takes the full W damage, has the passive. Is he going to be able to even farm this? Lost in Sauce still has flash. I don't know if this is too greedy to stay. Meanwhile, bot lane, they're staying. Yeah, Lost in Sauce is going for the flash. He's going to try and be able to get the passive move speed going toward him with the Q, but he's not going to be able to follow up on it. Yeah, a little bit of a taunt. Now here comes another repeat gank. Excellent! Yeah, ult knocks both of them away. Moose is really low though. It's everything with fine to this. Looks out, flashing in, isn't able to finish off before the kill comes through. Now Espen is here. Once again, these counter ganks have been absolutely insane. Luciv is flashing back out, but meanwhile they're leaving Rooks out dead to rights for Tailwhip to clean up yet another kill. Espen is just in the right place at the right time to counter gank every single one of these.
He really is, and as a jungler, that can feel so bad. Joa had the right idea there. He didn't shoot the ultimate at the Sivir that had her spell shield up. He shot at the Jaina, but he missed just under. They might have been able to pick off there before the flash, but the red side bot lane still had both of their flashes up, and were able to get away safely, wait for Espen to come in, and clean up.
Yeah, the Purple Flames are just playing incredibly well mechanically. Oh, he gets with the spear steal. He does take it from Philip. Excellent job spearing a little bit of a silver lining. Yeah. That being said, I believe Spirit Fate on the Janna, when he pressed ult, he knocked Rookstout out of his dash and Pantheon out of his stun, I believe, which was just a huge value ultimate. Yes. So very well played by Spirit Fate.
Very well. Yeah, and then we talked about those support steals. Great job on the Pantheon taking the red away. May not have gone to the jungler of the ADC, but the side got it.
Oh, nice little double bomb there. Yeah. But Sandy Snake was not even a completed item. I don't know if this guy, how much money this guy has on him. He hasn't backed in a while. I wonder what this buy is going to be when he goes back after this blue buff. That being said, Gale Force coming out for both 80 carries. I really like this item for both of them. I think it adds a lot of value. Obviously, Sivir's always going to go for the Gale Force, but you get a lot of value out of it with Kai'Sa here. Gives you a great chance of proccing your passive, and it also gives you that extra mobility against the Hecarim, against the set, and just it gives you a lot of a playmaking potential. It's something that's difficult to quantify, but it's just such a good item.
I'll leave the obvious part of the Sivir build to you, as I've never once played Sivir, maybe once in an A-round. I'm sure it didn't go well, but I'll take your word for it that Gale Force is right on him. It looks like Sandy still has not backed. It's going bot to catch that wave and push in, as they have taken the turn. They've rotated their bot lane into mid to pressure that one down, as that's the only tier 2 turret still standing.
Yeah, and this vision control that we're seeing out of Purple Flames is really suffocating. It's making it incredibly difficult for Rookstout to make any plays, and he's been trying. Lord knows the man has been trying, but it just has not been working out for him.
Yes, that Espen with the move speed on the Hecarim, been doing a fantastic job being, as you said, in the right place at the right time. Blue side with some defensive vision, but they're going to have to spend a lot of time getting those wards out of their jungle if they want to make any of those global plays that we hinted at beforehand.
Oh, Wojtek might be able to catch out Spirit of Fate here with the wall. Nope, Spirit of Fate is able to walk back out. A little bit of a misplace on the wall. Might have been able to wall him off completely and force something out of him. But
he also missed the stun in the little channel there that would have helped get the team some time to collapse there as well.
Yeah, exactly. That being said, it's Dragon number 3 at 18 minutes, so it's not looking good. But
that is a lot of soul pressure, and with a team that's going to scale pretty well with the Sivir in the bot lane, obviously not as well as the Anivia Kai'Sa, but they're exerting a ton of pressure right now. Set with his going into Gore Drinker, it looks like, with his Iron Spike Whip. That is going to be absolutely terrifying. Hard for them to burst down. Diving into your backline with the Hecarim over top, the Zillion bombs, the Zillion ult, Sivir running out.
Oh, Lost in Sauce might be able to catch this Anivia out. He's walking toward the exact correct bush because he has a pink cord that shows him into the right spot. But Anivia is able to wall him off into the right spot. Lost in Sauce has to walk out of this ult now that the entries is sticking on him. He has a pink cord into that bush, so he knows where he is. Wojtek walking forward, doesn't have any vision. Now the Shen ult's over top, Lost in Sauce ults him, but he might be able to get the Anivia past the but no, the Shen taunt coming through and Droid coming in just for good measure. Meanwhile, mid lane, they're just going to be able to take this mid tower.
Yeah, the pressure that brought both of those global spot allowed them to just push in mid, sit with her infinite wave clear, with the Essence Reaver, as you said, already completed 2 full items on the ADC, 5-0, 160 farm at 19 minutes, a little bit behind the 10-0 curve, but I think they're doing just fine in terms of the gold department at the moment.
And I want to kind of revisit what you were talking about with the items. I mean, like, the difficulty about making plays right now is that the Purple Flames are hitting such important item spikes, whereas Luciv and Anivia especially are kind of like 2,000, maybe 1,500 gold away from, as we're watching some CSing happening. Luciv and Anivia are still like 1,500 gold, 2,000 gold away from really hitting their own spikes. So yeah, as we're seeing right here. Meanwhile, we're seeing huge spikes coming out for Lost in the Sauce. We're seeing huge spikes coming out on the side of Tailwhip. And it makes that, it really kind of nullifies that playmaking potential when you're in that kind of power trough.
Yeah, Sandy Snake, who is arguably best mid laners, or I mean, some could say the best mid laner in the entire TCL tournament, really taking on that support of those early roams. He's the only lane, or the only member of Red Side that's down on farm right now, but you cannot say that he's not been exceptionally useful for the team so far. Bot lane really got them ahead. That's why you see that 5-0 Sivir, as well as those opportunistic counter ganks by Espen.
Sandy's incredible at enabling his team. He does a great job of making sure Espen is able to play the game effectively, and he also does a great job of playing this, like you said, supportive role where he enables Bobby. Oh my goodness, Bricks out is in the middle of it. He gets blast coned over the wall, but he does end up dodging the Akram ult as a result. He's still pretty tanky with that aftershock, but now it is ticked out. Now this Tedge ult coming over top and catches him during that Anivia ult, but here's the TP. Is Bobby going to be able to make anything happen? Yeah, Shenton coming through, Vortex is still coming through with that. Yusuf now ulting back in. He's out of mana. Here's the ult from Sandy Snake. They're going to be able to get this Bird ult, excuse me, not Bird, but Sandy Snake and a nice Anivia stun coming through, but it's not going to be enough to make any plays there. That's a little bit too much of a gold difference.
Yeah, Lucid didn't necessarily ult in there. I think he ulted to save his.
Yeah, Sandy Snake and Taylor stayed to take that tower before joining the fight, and it ended up being okay.
They were far enough ahead to where they could make that play. Great TP by Sauce, disrupted. Was taunted by Shen right away. Took some damage, but walked away. No worse for the wear. Taking the entire jungle on the way out, as they will. Starve them for resources. There's no inhibitors down, so no super minions.
Ooh, nice double bomb going over top. Bobby's going to go for it. Music is forced to flash back out. Now here's Roy helping his buddy out. But Music takes the middle of that W yet again. Now works out in the middle of it. Does he have the aftershock taking? I have no idea. But the entire enemy team is here. They definitely can't do anything. Vortex is on the side. Maybe looking for a big play. But Espen is here saying, how do you do? Again, Espen's always seems to be in the right spot this game. And another bomb coming from Works out is very, very low. They're going to have to give up the tower too.
Great job by Sauce there, pulling Music X out of his taunt. He was taunting away there. That's how they. And right now, I don't know, you might have a different opinion, but if Blue Team wants to do anything right now, it has to be around Wojtek. They have to find a fight that they want to take somewhere where Wojtek can lay down his ult and do that damage. He is level 13, should be tied for highest on his team. We have level 14 mid laner on the other side, level 13 top laner. But if anyone's going to be doing damage right now, it's got to be him.
The thing is, the only reason why I think this game is like really difficult for Rook Stout in particular to play is because look at how hard it is to engage on this team. First of all, they're like Sonic levels of fast. These guys are zooming across the rift.
They
but
have
not
5
only
movement
that,
speed buffs.
yeah, exactly. But not only that, you're trying to initiate onto a Janna, you're trying to initiate onto a Zillion, and you're trying to initiate onto a Sivir with ult and spell shield. It's so difficult to catch them. And
yeah, talk about the lack of tank and draft select, but I don't think that's hurting them in the slightest right now.
Exactly. Yeah, and Tail Whip, the first person to crest that 10k gold mark, he is enormous.
All the teams are lining up. This is the the Wind Soul that they are about to fight for, and Red Side has complete control of the pit at the moment. They're going to go ahead and start it up.
Yeah, they definitely have the power to do so. Spirit of Fate kind of on the side. He's a little bit low level, but I mean, he's the same level as the enemy jungler. They can do whatever they want. Now, double bomb coming through with all the zoning potential. So difficult for Risk to get into. He definitely has to just go in and go for this might fight.
Oh, he did it!
He did the still got his back. Frosty Frost is in the back line, and he's kind of just beating everyone down. Lucid ulting back for his team. Now, the Shadow coming through, and it's going to be just a lost team fight. There's no way Lucid can carry the rest of this. Unless the Anivia ult, nope, it's not enough. Shen sacrifices himself in the blue speed, coming over top for Espen. The zoning Anivia ult, that's still showing to be a great pick, but Sandy Snake's now on the flank. He has that move speed now. The stun misses, and Espen's going to go for it. Meanwhile, the speed up going through, no, maybe there's a snow down onto Lucid. Nice. Oh my god, the heal. Oh, and it's going to be over. Tail going for the dive now. Sandy Snake going for the double bump. Spirit of Fate tanking the tower now. Are they going to be able to pick him up without losing anyone? Yes, they do. Those speed ups also come in handy for chase.
You could see Lucid wanted his way back in, but he couldn't risk walking forward there. They poked that egg out from under the Lucid couldn't defend his teammate there. Did a great job coming back in that fight, but wasn't quite enough. But notably, great job by Joa. Rook Stout stealing away that dragon, preventing the soul take right there, giving them a little bit more breathing room. Baron is up on the map. We are past 20 minutes, so that's always a threat. The Sivir should have 2.5, maybe on 3 items now after this back. Not sure what her breakpoints are like. But
they actually could have kept backing. That spear didn't break the shield, so they actually could have kept backing if they wanted to. Through the Guardian. That's really funny.
That Sivir should do damage to the Baron.
Yeah, no, she is. I mean, she's enormous. Now going for that Infinity Edge, and it's completed. Doesn't have tier 2 boots. This is the 80 carry dream. I'm 3 items, and I've had the perfect buy. I don't know. Meanwhile, a little bit of a fight going on. You say Axe is skirmishing with Boston Sauce. Now gives that grit shield coming through, and then now Taunt finally comes. Brookstout is going to be able to secure the kill with Music X. Nice little 2v1 going through Sandy Snake.
I was incorrect.
Are they going to go for this? Nope, they're just going to secure Baron Vision.
It looks like Sauce did not go for the Gore Drink, he went for the Divine Sunder. Odds are someone who's more familiar with the build would
That's
have
the
known
Stride
that.
Breaker.
But...
That's the Stride Breaker.
Stride Breaker. Sorry.
Yeah, oh my god, here's all this Moose Speed coming through. The Flash W slowing down Wojtek. We're having a little bit of lag on the stream, but it doesn't matter because Wojtek is dead. That's kind of, with all those speed ups and everything, all that chase down, he was kind of dead to rights as soon as he showed in the mid lane. Now here, they're just going to make the call to go to Baron. This is very, very good. Without the Anivia, a lot of that zone control, a lot of that threat of being in the pit is gone.
Lucid can do some damage if you give him time to stack up his passive and proc it, but it's not going to be as fast. And I don't know if they're going to be there in time. Both of their globals are there. Rook's running from base only at the inhib line now, and my guess is that Baron is just about gone. Okay, only at halfway. Droid's clearing some vision out below, but I don't know if there's anything they can do about it here.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be gone. There's nothing you can do about it. Kaisa and Brookstad are a little bit too far away. Luke's walking forward. I don't know if they're still going to look for a fight here. Yeah, Brookstout's coming through. They do have the move speed to be able to follow up. Tail will walk for some for a fight, but now he gets absolutely destroyed. The Shen don't come through. Are they going to be able to secure him? Yeah, they're just going to accept that he's gone. Oh my goodness, but Tail goes for it. He wants to make a play. He onto Brookstout. And no, just trades 1-for-1. Lucid maybe overstaying his welcome a tiny, tiny bit. You needed to wait for more of that CC to come through before you can commit.
If they could have gotten that kill onto the Kaisa, that 1,000 gold shutdown, that would have done a lot to get them back into this game. But they were not able to. The Pantheon got it, arguably better than either of the tanks there. Not sure. I really do think they're lacking the damage part, but honestly, the other side has so much that maybe giving those tanks a little more survivability, that's not going to hurt either.
Yeah, as long as you're getting the shutdown.
In the bot lane. This is true. Yeah. This is true. Ideally, would have gone on Elusive, but that is okay. Sauce, meanwhile, took a bot tier 2 there. Just not in that fight at all. Let it be a 4v4 with Anivia still in base reviving. Didn't go to the fight. He might have had TP available, but didn't want to TP on the back end of that. They just let Tailwhip get caught out. And now they're sitting there with Baron, one dragon away from Soul. Not sure what the timer's like on that one. But
it's about a minute.
They're going to be about a minute? Okay, they're going to be pushing in some waves here, falling back to Drake. Should be pretty standard to play it out from here. We'll see what Blue Side can do about it.
Yeah, Spirit Fate's vision control's been just really, really excellent this entire game. Has enabled his team to make these plays that you can do with these types of move speed comps. Blood brought up an interesting point in chat where you gotta love having a move speed comp and have it be Cloud Soul, right? And not only that, but like be able to get a couple of Cloud Drakes with the ult reduction with a Sivir. It's like you are actually moving at Mach 10 at all times.
Hecarim, his scoreline might not be the best in the game, but he's having a great time running around the map and doing whatever he'd like.
Yeah, Troy getting really frustrated by all this vision control because he can't get in there and put anything down to help his team. It's like I want to be able to let my team do what they do, but it's he's just not really getting anything going.
So yeah, Spirit's vision control was at 72 a second ago. Second highest in the game was Droided.
The smite coming through. Espen takes it away, but that's no smite for the dragon. Now he does have it coming up soon, but Rook's out getting the Shen ult. Spirit of Fate now it's caught out by the Anivia, but here comes Mobilini over on the Lost in the Sauce set. Now he's taking a lot of damage from Lucid, but they're not going to be able to chuck through him in time before Tailwhip gets here. All this move speed. Wojtek dropping his ult is a little bit off to the side, but he's zooming in with the Zillion ult and the move speed on top of him. Are they going to be able to go for anything here? Tailwhip flashing forward. Nope, excuse me. That is someone else, but it doesn't matter because on the backside, Wojtek is definitely dead here. He might be able to pick up Lost in the Sauce. Yeah, he does get it, but he's got his passive, but it's not going to save him this time around. Lucid's really low and he can't help support.
Yeah, that wasn't a Tailwhip flash, if I saw correctly. That was just the Zillion speeding up Tailwhip, running straight under the turret at him, and forcing Lucid to flash away. Tailwhip still has his flash, just the speed
insane.
up, and they're going to procure Soul here.
I think what I heard was Lucid flashing out. That's
right.
Tailwhip was moving so fast. Oh my goodness.
His ult and the Zillion speed up just running.
Yeah, catching him out. Sandy Snack out now really low. Droid might be able to pick him up with the second activation. The Sickle is absolute resident.
Knight.
American Sniper. Excellent job by Lucid picking up a lot of gold for himself there.
Yes.
And stalling the game out a little bit more.
I'm not sure if he got the actual shutdown. I'm not sure if the 1-0-12 scoreline had too much on it.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that
Lucid's getting the gold on the ADC.
Yeah, Lucid's been stuck on these Runin's components for a while. It looks like he's finally going to be able to back and get it, but just the inability for them to secure kills has been extremely, extremely telling. Maybe with this Runin's he'll be able to do that.
I'm sure the 6 less kills and the 5 less big gold difference, but he's doing a good job farming nonetheless. He's still up farm on his lane opponent, despite the fact that they had a 4-man bot party a couple times pretty early in the game.
Yeah, I want to see the numbers on this Imperial Mandate by Spirit of Fate too, because I feel like that's been doing work as well.
I'm sure it has. Spirit of Fate having a great game for himself in the sport. 2-1-10 with a vision score of 84 at 30 minutes. And there's your Imperial Mandate stats.
Yeah.
Bonus damage almost 1200 at this
That
point.
ain't bad for support, that's for sure. Yeah,
Not
Droid's
in-
still going for this full lethality build. I mean, he's 1.5 items, 30 minutes in. I don't know what he's really expecting to do with this build. I don't know what else you do as support Pantheon, to be honest, but
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, what's the other option? You build Deadman's? Like, you're not going to switch your mythic, you're not going to build a Sunfire like that. Maybe itemize a little bit more defensively, but at the same time, you are a Pantheon. Your kit is to go in, and in terms of peel, you offer a shield, you have a pretty short stun, you have a spear you can throw. Your ult is more for engaging, and if you're too tanky, you may not be able to give your team the time to catch up.
yeah. And that being said, I was excited for this Pantheon pick because obviously they wanted to make some big plays happen bot lane. We'll be placing a little bit of vision. Might be looking for Rookstat over here, but I don't think the pull goes that far. Obviously, they wanted to play through bot, but Rookstat was just so far behind it. All of their bot lane plays got counter-ganked, so the Pantheon has really just been completely nullified.
Yeah, we saw a couple Pantheons last night, and it's exciting. Both time Pantheon got picked, Pantheon won the game. But I think the key difference there is we saw Pantheon, it really gives him the ability to roam around. Spirit here boosting his scores, he's going to bait Droid in, we'll see. But the Pantheon jungle we saw last night, obviously, both has more gold and isn't tied to the lane to make sure their ADC doesn't die. They were able to go around the map and use their ult to make those plays. Droid,
Yeah,
don't
and
get
Droid's
baited
just
in.
getting all of his
Don't get
vision
baited in.
cleared. Poor guy. He's placing wards, but there's no one around to support this Baron vision. And now he might just get run on by the Espen Hecarim, and he's going to lose another pink ward as a result. But they're going.
Are they getting kicked out?
He gets stunned by the Nivea, and Espen is just going to die as a result. And it is definitely starting to scale. Spirit Fate walking back out, but Bobby's on the huge flank. He's going to get a lot of damage over under Droids, and Rook's down. Oh my goodness! And Lucifer just dies. Lucifer just dies to a bomb, and from the bounces and the ricochets from Sivir, this is the damage that Sivir can do in the late game. Spirit Fate's around the side, and he's going to be able to secure the kill. Oh my goodness! With that mandate
That
plus
double
the
bomb from
knockup.
Sandy Snake
Unreal.
was insane.
Oh, that is the late game Sivir. The ricochets coming, and they were all bunched into that little choke for the Sandy Snake and the ricochets. Oh my goodness!
4-man double bomb killed both of the squishies.
Unbelievable.
And the tank slow.
Yeah, Lucid positioned really aggressively, knowing he has to be the one to do damage to make plays, but that Bovie flank and just put him into a really bad spot. We're getting another freeze. Looks like we're having some replay issues again, but you have to imagine that when this happens, it's just going to be game over anyways.
Yeah, that's game. They're on the next.
Yeah, looking like we're having a little bit of a spectator, but 10k difference, and they're pushing on Nexus with 5 dead, so I think it's pretty safe to call it. Hopefully we're able to get a little bit of stats, but not looking like it. But wow, what a decisive game. That said,
Yeah, talking about stats, I know I've mentioned it a couple. I have to. There's a couple of fun TCL stats to get floated around, and I'm excited to see together vision score per minute on Spirit of Fate.
That looks
Those
about right.
wards around the bot lane were insane.
Yeah, they did an extremely good job of placing vision early, mid game, and just suffocating them late game, and really enabling Tailwhip, who's going to be a point of attention for the enemy jungler, and just enabling Tailwhip to just blossom.
Yeah, nothing too surprising in these damage charts, I think. Bovie doing a great job bullying the Shen the entire game. Clutched out him to really swing a couple of fights. Shen never really had that global impact that we wanted to. I only remember a couple notable Shen ults, and most of the time they were just giving Luciv a little bit more time to get some damage off before he died. Sorry about that. But.
Yeah, I like the Shen pick, but it just didn't look impactful enough, especially against the type of rounded team comp that we saw. That said, let's keep things moving along, and we'll come back. We'll revisit the comps a little bit after the break. So let's get moving, and we'll see you for game 2. Alrighty, welcome back, everybody. It's good to see you after that game one that Purple Flames just ended up taking with a really, really crisp game. Choked out that vision early, made Rook have like a really awkward path and a really awkward spacing with how he could take his camps, and then just choked him out with vision and really enabled their bot lane. Some pretty impressive stuff. What do you think, Rudy?
I think that was an exciting and decisive game one. Chess Club was not able to live up to the cerebral implications that their name might imply, and were just outmaneuvered. It was really, push early against million double bombs clearing the waves, them having those 4-man plays bot, but even more than that, Espen, who may not have been topping the damage charts by any means, but those counter ganks, two specifically that I remember,
Insane.
Rick was making those proactive plays. Espen was just, I'm on my gromp. Let me hit Ghost. Let me hit E. Let me run you down and ult you and ruin your day.
Absolutely insane stuff. I mean, Chess Club might be playing chess, but clearly Purple Flames are playing some sort of 4D intergalactic Parcheesi. It's pretty nuts. But
without a doubt,
yeah, we'll see if we can if Chess Club can kind of figure out what their game is going to be against that type of comp. I'm not even sure what the draft is going to look like because Purple Flames put together quite something for sure.
Yeah, as we talked about last time, both of the teams they won phase, but I'm sorry, the Purple Flames played it just so much better than really jungle diffed the first half, and the second half Sandy and Espen just being everywhere, speeding up the team. One of the fastest ones I've ever seen.
Really kind of
the map.
Yeah, sorry. Really able to kind of take advantage of that early vision control from that invade. I mean, you're talking about that invade. They traded 1-for-1 and they give up first blood. Maybe not the most ideal thing, but that deep ward onto the red buff, telling them exactly where Sejuani is and letting Espen go for that invade onto the blue.
Yeah, Espen got the triple buff, he got the crab, and then Rook didn't even get the consolation crab because Spirit came down and took it away from him with that cheeky auto.
Crazy stuff, but pretty impressive play out of Purple Flames, and let's see if they are able to kind of secure that kind of early game, because that early game was really what enabled those counter ganks when Rook wasn't 6 yet, and really let Hecarim kind of run train on that early game.
So it looks like a pretty consistent ban from the first one, except for that Nunu, which made it past the first round of bans and picks without getting taken away. We do see the Jhin third ban from the red side, which I think we're going to see a lot this season until something changes, because Jhin is so strong at the moment. Spirit on instead of Jaina, this time Morgana, who provides a direct hard CC with her Qs, a lot of zoning with her ult. When you press R, people tend to want to get out of it, and her spell shield, which if you throw on, if he has a performance anything like he did last time, giving him another spell shield so he can just do whatever he wants in the back, or wherever he is in the fight, because we're not sure what ADC he can play, is going to be super helpful.
Yeah, Chess Club deciding this time around to drop that Morgana third ban and go for the Jhin, like you said, and they just immediately snap it up. Yeah. That Tristana coming out for elusive, he's quite a proficient Tristana, but Tristana does have very clear weaknesses and vulnerabilities in lane that might be able to be exploited by Espen on whatever jungler he ends up going with.
Yeah, the Amumu ban is interesting. I know Amumu had a great start, but he's definitely had some nerfs since then. I know Rook Stout has some very strong opinions about Amumu, that this champion is terrible, why would you ever pick it? And now his opinions more like, I don't like this champion, don't pick it. And that seems to be what they're saying in the bans. They just don't want to see Amumu in their game.
Yeah, and this time Shen just making it all the way through. Nobody's going to pick it, and the Sivir comes through again. Instead, going for that Ornn. I'm curious to see what kind of bot lane they got cooked up for this. The set comes through again. Basically, it's just
safe bot lane.
Yeah, it's basically just Purple Flame saying, okay, we basically just get the same comp, but even more comfortable, because now I have 2 spell shields to protect my AD carry.
Yeah,
so they're just going to run it back. Yeah,
Tristana wants to be getting those resets. She wants to be jumping around the fight, blowing someone up, jumping to the next person, getting those AoE bombs.
Yeah.
Hard to jump into a Morgana and Sivir.
Exactly. Oh, the brand coming through that. You want to talk about like kind of signature champs and hockey picks? Wojtek on the brand during the combine really popped off. Really kind of looked incredible. Yeah. Did so much damage. So let's see if his signature champ is going to be able to be enough to bring the Chess Club a victory this time around. But kind of moving forward with that, I think the Tristana pick is going to be really interesting. If Luciv can take advantage of this and capitalize on it, and take some early good all-ins against this Sivir Morgana bot lane, we can really see Tristana kind of run away with this kind of game, where it gets to the point where no one is able to contest with the kind of power that Tristana is able to bring out and about 2.5 seconds between Hail of Blades proccing the fourth shot onto his E and getting his just getting all of that front end burst through with whatever item he decides to go with, which I imagine would probably be Kraken Slayer, but who you never know. That said, oh, you back?
I think so. Can you guys hear me? Okay?
Yep.
Coming through? I think I'm having a couple of audio issues. Hopefully we can get that sorted out. Okay. We got the Vygar ban from the red side, Team Chess Club, taking that away from Sandy Snake, as well as the both champions that he had some pretty standout, memorable performances on last season, but that could have just been because he was on my team and I remember the wins more than I do the losses.
They actually get rid of the Janna. I like it.
Purple side, they're taking away a couple of Droids champions that I remember him playing. Those Enchanter Peel supports that it looks like they're expecting him to go towards, as they already have a lot of tank and Ornn in the top lane and still have yet to pick their jungle.
Yeah, getting rid of the... They pick up the Hecarim as a counter. No, that's like you're saying. That's quite a steal pick. Really don't want to give Espen that again. And like you were saying, getting rid of the Sandy Snake champion pool a little bit. Looks like they're okay with the Zillion.
Yeah, I mean it's impossible to ban Sandy Snake out entirely, much in this tournament. Notably, one mid laner named Mind, who is terrible to ban out. But they take away the Hecarim. They put Espen on the Vi, another champion he's comfortable with. Another one Joa plays as well, but they decided to go with the Hecarim. Vi and Hecarim, very similar to what their ults do. They are unstoppable. They are going to get onto a single target, and hopefully they do that damage. Hecarim can move around the map a little bit faster. Vi has that guaranteed CC knockup with her Q. Similar jungle matchup, but I'm glad to see Rookstout on more of a carry, more of an...
the Maltar.
Sejuani's not an engage, but I like to see Rook on something damage. Hopefully he can make some more proactive plays this time. Not to say he didn't try in the first game, but they didn't work out so well in the Sedge that was 2 levels down.
Yeah, and the Malzahar last pick coming through for Purple Flames gives them a real interesting team comp. They have so much pick. They have the Vi, they have the set flank, they have the Malzahar ult, they have Sivir obviously just running on someone. They have a lot of pick potential.
The more Q at level 5 is a 3-second stun with
tenacity,
or 3-second root with no tenacity, I believe. And they couldn't ban out all the enchanters. Nami slipped through, and Droid is on that one. Counting on the Ornn and the Hecarim for the engage here, Nami for the peel, Brand to hit R, W, face pound the keyboard, and hey, look, Brand did 10,000 damage that fight. That's fun.
Yeah. Nami obviously great with that E empowering Tristan, who's able to just kind of pump out those autos right away and really make use of all 3 of those auto attacks, and being able to layer CC. Excellent lane combo, especially with Janna being banned out, who's able to maybe set up a little bit better with with the slow, with the E and the AD that you get from that. But still, Nami is looking like a really excellent pick. That said, team comp wise, I'm still kind of a fan of what the Purple Flames have brought out. They have a lot of pick, they have a lot of kind of run at you still, and they have a lot of playmaking potential. Whereas I gotta say the Chess Club's team comp is maybe a little bit more comfort. That's kind of what they've gone toward. They're like, we like these champs. These are the champs we're good at, and we're going to try and win with that.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily dislike that. One thing that stands out to me on the blue side is they have 3 spell shields. It is going to be hard to engage on these people with hard CC from a distance. They're going to see it coming. They're going to block it. I think that you're right. The blue side, the Purple Flames here, have a little bit easier to execute, but I don't think there's anything wrong with playing comfort. If you get some winning lanes in this, you are in a great spot to translate that into some early objectives and snowball across the map. Picking for team comp is not always the wrong thing, or picking for lane is not always the wrong thing. Sometimes picking for team comp can lead you into some unfavorable matchups.
Yeah, I mean, that said, like you said, none of us are professionals here. Sometimes it's just good to pick what we're good at. If we're good at this as a champion, if that's what we're winning on, don't overthink it. Pick what you're good at. Pick what you can play effectively. And I think that's what Chess Club's going with. They picked comfort for a lot of their different players. Music X, very, very comfortable on the Ornn. Obviously, Rookstats had a lot of experience on the Hecarim. Brand, or Wojtek on his signature champ on Brand. Lucif's been playing a lot of Tristana. And then Droid08's been playing Nami for as long as I've known him. So
Without a doubt.
Yeah, some cool compositions really, really coming through. On the side of the Purple Flames, I mean, they've kind of trapped it almost a similar one to what they've done before. You're talking like kind of a lot of kind of pseudo engage stop with the spell shields, like you said, with the 3 spell shields on Malzahar, on Sivir, on Morgana. Is that all the spell shields? I don't even know. maybe the other 2 champs can get Banshee spells or something like that, or that lethality item that stops it. But you never know.
You really don't. And going into this, I don't know. it'll be interesting. Bruiser into tank in the top lane, similar jungler, similar mages, control, damage, AP, burn, dots. 80 carries. Tristana wants to go in. Both of them have their ways of being safe, right? So with their spell shield, Tristana with their jump away. And then the Morgana to catch people out, provide that spell shield. Nami with that either engage or disengage, bubble and wave. I don't know. Seems like the teams are similar across. We'll see who can get the edge. I really think that early, the jungle, once again, is going to be pretty impactful.
Absolutely.
We saw Rook Stout fall behind, and it never really let up from that point. Rook, no fault to him. Espen played it incredibly well. Rook really never had a great chance to catch up last game.
That early vision control kind of really telling the story of the game. That said, I think we're going to see a lot of action in the bot lane once again. There's going to be a lot. It's going to be explosive. I think there's going to be a lot of jungler presence, and they're going to be trying to really play toward that. Especially once we see the summer spells. If we see that TP onto the Malzahar again, or excuse me, I see the TP onto the Malzahar. Maybe we'll see some 4-mans and 5-mans.
Mm-hmm. What are you thinking for summoner spells? I feel like the Tristana should. I don't know. I'd really like to see a cleanse out of Tristana.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that being a thing. Obviously, the the Tyler one thing is just be better. Just don't get hit forehead. But you know,
sure.
it's I think it's a very valid summer spell to take. The heal does give you, I mean, some utility in this game with the Nami. It looks like he just still decides to go for it. But I think the cleanse would have been very valuable. It's just tough to take cleanse when they have a Malzahar, you know.
Sure.
And
Because eventually you're going to be building that QSS. You're going to need to pay that tax. So you can't not be rooted in place for too long. Sandy Snake did take cleanse last game. We didn't see too much come of it. Maybe there were some things in lane that we missed where he just didn't.
I'm not sure he ever used it.
Never really had to. He played a safe game, roamed around, sped people up, hit a couple of key stuns, had a great time.
Obviously, cleanse into Anivia Sejuani is an excellent choice, but I'm not sure he ever needed it.
Without a doubt, we see very similar summoner spells.
Oh, it's just gonna be a 5-point
right now.
Yeah, looks like both teams are just going to 5-point it up. No fancy shenanigans now. Let's see if Essence still going to be able to kind of establish that type of early game dominance without that early advantage.
Yeah, I know Blood's probably complaining in the chat right now. There's a ward with their mid laner to place an early ward. Actually, it looks like, do we have a pixel ward on the top side? No, we don't. Maybe Espen's going up to place it not Espen. Sorry, that's Rook on the Hecarim now. Hopefully I won't make that mistake again. Yeah, Rook. None of the junglers doing the. Okay, there's a ward.
Oop,
there's a ward.
There's a little bit of a reward.
Back and get the sweeper. It's the classic.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of definitely going to be the classic. I don't know if. Yeah, it looks like Rook dropped one as well. I'm not sure where that one went, but might have just been kind of the mirrored spot on the bot side. But it looks like he didn't drop one. Looks like he just went back and swapped to a sweeper.
Interesting. Maybe he just didn't feel comfortable walking. Oh, it's on his own range. There it is.
Yeah, there you go. I see it. Yep. Watching for the invade. I think it's smart.
Warding right there. Yep.
I think that's smart.
Perhaps going for a very to make sure Vi doesn't walk in too early.
Yeah, by going for that Hail of Blades build wants to proc that passive and a little bit of just minor farming happening as we're getting both bot laners with the leash and going into lane now.
We'll see if Sauce can get a cheeky early trade-off here.
Yeah, Sauce does this every game. He walks into that bush and just kind of stands there and waits for something to happen. It looks like he's finally going to walk forward and pull him in now. It gets nice trading going on with that. Passive is kind of popping a couple autos.
Sauce won the HP trade and the minions. He's gotten all 5 so far, and Music missed the first one. Or missed one of the first 3.
Yeah, exactly. Music also forced to pop that first charge on his Corrupting Pot, and he's still not even full health. Sauce has that Doran's played a lot of damage early.
Jungler's going for very different paths. As we predicted, Hecarim, looks like my guess is going to be buff Gromp, get that quick level 3, see what they can do. Music did place the ward right there at the edge of their lane.
Yeah, and a deep ward coming out from Sandy Snake. Great early prio coming out from Sandy Snake for both games. That early prio in the first game leading to that crazy level 1 fight. But
and his river ward allowing them to know that he was on the bot crab and letting Spirit walk up and steal it. Looks like Rook, instead of going to his own top side, is going into there to steal them. Maybe predicting the buff Gromp, although so far it's just
Sandy Snake walking forward, Wojtek walking forward as well. Might be able to land decent onto him, holding onto it. The silence coming through, but does he miss the W? The ignite coming through now. Wojtek's taking a lot of mini damage. Just going to go for that last blood coming through. Excellent. Well played by Wojtek, getting the first blood. Nice gank by Rook Stout, and he's still able to go back into his jungle camps. Very nice. What a
Fantastic
turn.
job.
Yeah.
No TP on the mid laners either. Both took Ignite.
Oh,
We do.
very well. Spirit of Fate roaming from the bot lane is able to secure it with the flash and the ignite. It looks like he landed a binding and just was able to secure the kill on the Void Tech. Wow.
Heads up play by Spirit right there.
Yeah, this is a nice big wave setup for Sandy coming through.
Yeah, no assists, but unable to fully crash because the rest of the way. It would have felt pretty bad if they didn't get that first blood in the mid lane because Void missed it. But nothing bad came of it. He did have to burn his flash instead. Maybe that could have saved him later down the road. But
I don't know, but crucially, Luciv and Droid don't punish Tail Whip at all, really. I mean, like, yeah, Tail Whip like loses a little bit of a wave, but I think as soon as he shows, you kind of just jump in on that.
Without a doubt.
But and really, Tail Whip might be like, yeah, he's only going to be like less than a wave up, like way behind after that roam. And I feel like it definitely should have been more, should be more than that.
Excellent roam up by Spirit. And it looks like we have Hecarim doing bot crab, Vi took top. Little crab trade-off there.
Yeah. I mean, talk about it like a change in starts, though. Oh, meanwhile, nice gank coming through from Espen. Lands the Q. That must have been a max range one. Great job forcing the flag out of Music X. So that's the TP. He's going to be able to get back in the lane pretty quick, but Rookstout might be looking for another thing on Sandy. Sandy pre-6, can't do anything to stop it now. He's just going to go for another Raptor steal.
No, but he does have Vi on the top side where he's shading to decent vision in the river.
Yeah.
Dragon is coming up here. Looks like we have a little bit of action in the bot lane.
Yeah, the spell shield being popped. Just making sure that their AD carrier is able to farm effectively. Completely even, basically. Maybe like 1 or 2 CS to pay them booster.
Yeah. After they farm them all up. Void, with his early lead, got an extra book, but Sandy answered with an extra ring.
Ooh, no vision in the river. Rookstout might be looking for this. They're a little bit pushed up, but the spell shield is going to be able to save them. They have vision in the tri-bush. But yeah, this is going to be pushed up. Rookstout's definitely going to look for this. They know that he's there now. Tail Whip jumping through gets only spell shield's actually the jump. Now that's so much damage coming through from Luciv. He's going to be forced to flash as well. No, the TP coming through from Sauce. He was only level 5 though. Nice pull getting people on both sides and landing the stun, but he's kind of out in the middle of no lands and with Void Tech roaming through now, the passive being fully popped through. Sauce forced the flash back out. Rookstout's kind of out here. Here's Andy coming too far to the roam as well, but they have vision in the tri-bush saving him. Ultimately, no deaths, just summoner spells being traded.
Yeah, early TP by Sauce. He wasn't forced to blow it back to lane like Music was because he had the pressure. Heads up play coming down. It's really
Sauce losing a lot.
This is true, giving Music a chance to catch up on farm, go ahead on farm, and get that played.
That's really huge. He's going to lose like kind of a double wave there. It's tough to see, but that's a lot of farm and XP loss for him.
Going to crash for sure.
Yeah, kind of losing that huge advantage that he had, especially burning his own flash. Music's flash timer is a little bit ahead of him. Going to lose a lot of that pressure in lane.
Had to use it defensively on the Vi gank.
Looks like bot lane. Yeah, Vi kind of walking toward taking the Krugs. Big wave bottom. Tail Whip's a little bit low. Droid a nice W. Might be looking for something here. Spirit of Fate walking forward.
Luciv may be greeting for the plate right now.
He really went for it, but Luciv, nice bubble by Droid. Oh wait, that flash coming through from the fight. He's able to finish him off here. Yeah, they can't get anything from the side of Tail Whip in Spirit of Fate. Now Luciv is walking backwards. He has no flash left over, and Tail Whip might be able to get a Q. And no, it's going to be Vi securing it. Nice bubble coming through, but they can't secure any kills before Vi comes through to save the day.
In that play that we saw with the TP, I did notice Droid's bubble was centimeters off of hitting. They would have landed that one before he got the double pull. They could have blown him up. Oh my goodness. Really just, it's a game of inches right now in the bot lane and in the mid lane on that first gank. It looks like Sandy's pushed the wave, throw his little dot down, and go with his jungler, see where they go next. Probably bot lane, that's where they tend to go.
Yeah, and Vi with that Sheen first start really wants to be fighting and was able to make it finally happen with that gank. Getting his bot lane to be a little bit in more of a safe position and getting a kill for himself.
Without a doubt. Up a level, but pretty even lane. Once you get a little bit of man on Malzahar, it's not very difficult to farm, as Sandy is showing us live right now. You just throw down that dot, let it bounce around. A couple of little munchkins. Got a big wave stacking up for Music X, and we do see our jungler on the top side. Never mind the way
both junglers walking up there. Yeah, predictably, we're seeing that kind of action that we were expecting. It's 8 minutes, and we've already seen 2 very, very effective team plays coming out around that bot side. Indeed. Just a very explosive lane.
Music, though, with that early Thornmail to cut down on the set heal and the double Ruby Crystals, definitely has a bit of item advantage over Sauce, who's just on that Vamp Scepter now. Going to be cutting that healing and has all...
Ooh, Elusive Droid looking for something a little bit here. They're going to catch Espen. Espen's not even 6 yet. He's going to be forced to queue back out, but Elusive might still be able to get that Nami move speed. Yeah, he's going to be able to get the full stack.
One more auto gets the reset.
Doesn't look like it. Ooh, wasn't able to
Probably
get that last
better he
auto.
didn't.
No flash, but now the Nami Bolt coming over top. Now Music Fight is going to get solo killed as well.
Oh, no,
it doesn't
Music
look like
Fight.
he's still going to get... Rook now is looking for the play. He just is able to come through the E within that move speed and just secure a kill for himself. Big plays happening cross map. Ultimately, the only death is going to be Bobby though.
Yes, well done. For a second there, I saw Music walk back in after that ult. I panicked, but that's just because I didn't see the hacker on the map. Heads up by them, making a play on the top side while they his bot. No chance of the counter gank that we saw work so effectively in the first game.
Yeah, and I got to give a shout out to Abarn. We didn't shout him out at the beginning, but stepping up last minute after we had a little bit of a thing going on with an emergency. Oh, meanwhile the trade happening. Who's going to be able to win this? Wojtek is going to win it. It's not going to be enough to save it. As he comes through, did he flash? No, he didn't. He just used
the
maybe
dot.
try and save him. Yep. Wow.
I think it was just the double dots burning each other down.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
I believe Voy's ult was bouncing between Sandy and Sandy's little minions.
Yeah.
So he threw them down before he hit off. They were
That's
just
crazy.
both stacking up the dot on each other. They both burned
gets
down.
caught, and that's all going to be a lot of poke damage. Nami's not enough to save you completely from that, but Tilp is burning through a lot of mana. They're probably going to look for a reset timing at some point very soon.
And I believe, yeah, it looks like Rook was able to secure Terrell during that play on mid, where they traded 1-for-1, so they do have that advantage. Perhaps they can turn that into some plates mid, get some money into Voi's pocket, and maybe an early dragon. Already we're well behind the dragon timers that we were at last game. I think we had...
and 2 plates for the side of Tail Whip and Spirit of Fate. Spirit of Fate, I believe, already blown his... Oh my goodness, Lucifer has to take the Ignite and Flash back out. No, he doesn't have the Flash. Wow, so much damage coming from Spirit of Fate and Tail Whip, and the Ignite just turning that fight around with the Morgana ult.
Even with Spirit's early roam, he still hit 6 before Nami did. Droid is not yet 6 and missed another key bubble in that fight. He's got to be hitting those if they want to win those 2v2s, although I like the balls of Lucifer there to jump in and see what they can do.
Yeah, he wins that, but Morgana landed so much with that Ignite and her ult. That's just that's the difference in damage. But Music X on the invade from Espen gets ulted back out by Lost in the Sauce. Now gets ulted by the Espen 5, but he gets at the same time pulled in, so it's kind of negates the CC, and now it's just able to flash back out for free. Meanwhile, Droid gets a kill onto the Morgana. Rookstout's now chasing down Tail Whip, and he's going to get a kill himself. Wow, what an amazing play. Rookstout just looking so sick this game, but wherever he is, kills follow, and he's able to secure another objective for his team.
It looks like Hecarim is the pantheon of tonight.
For sure.
If you watched last night's series, you'll know what I mean.
Yeah, good job to the A-Bar and on the camera, being able to secure the important action. For that, Wojtek is getting kind of a little bit eaten by that E plus the Void Links. It's just kind of a resin sleeper lane. Outside of that, so 1v1 kill that we saw was pretty hilarious to watch.
Without a doubt. And I think Droid is the one who actually picked up the kill, the first kill in the bot lane there that we missed.
Shutdown.
But great job, Droid. Didn't mean to flame you with the missed bubbles. Hopefully you hit that one, that's why I got the kill.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the shutdown was on the Morgana. It did go over to Droid. But hey, a little bit of money in the support's pocket.
Man.
No one's ever going to be like, hey, hit that. Oh. Yes. Jumping the binding, a little bit of a short hop. Rookstout's around the side. Spirit of Fate doesn't know that he's here. Now he's pushed back into it. They're going to have to be forced to go under tower. The spell shield coming through onto Spirit of Fate, but Tail Whip's taking so much damage here too. Spirit of Fate and Zani's another missed bubble, and it's coming through. It looks like it's going to be the set. Set does he have ult? Doesn't have the ult yet, but he's going to be slowly looking for a play here. Flashing in, missing due to the double flash, but they're kind of in an awkward spot, especially with Vi showing up now. Now here's another route. Tail Whip coming through with it, goes for the jump and gets it. He's going to be able to get Tail Whip. He's going to lie still. No. Lucy now with the reset, he's going to be able to get out over the wall from set. Espen doesn't make it. They trade support for AD carry. Now Sandy Snake taking a lot of damage, gets the full brand passive onto him, and that's going to be a lot of taking. And there's no dragon to take. It's already gone. Now Espen's kind of walking forward. Will take nice little dodge, but misses his own skill shot. Now Boston Sauce with that boost speed gets ulted by the Vi, and he's just going to be dead to the right. The brand ult coming through, and Music X just happily not participating in any of these fights, up on his own in the top lane.
But although he's by himself, look at the damage on that turret. We are not yet at 14 minutes. Every single one of those is a plate. Music has a lot of gold in his pocket, which hopefully will translate into a great front line for his team later. Because he's going to be the man up front working that damage.
He really needs to be saving his TP to be able to participate in these fights. Imagine how different these fights would be. I mean, that was basically a 1v, like an extended 2-for-1. But imagine how different these fights would be if you had Thorn there with an ult.
I'm not arguing, just trying to find the silver lining.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Sauce is back. He's going to be taking a big play. Ults in kind of an awkward direction. Gets ulted backwards, so he doesn't get the second activation, but kind of just the wash. They're both pretty tanky at this point.
Yes, a lot of interesting Ulster music. He tends to the map. If I remember correctly, the first run through of Ornalt actually applies that Riddle proc, which is both a mini CC and some AP damage.
And also slows.
With him ulting and slow, so with him ulting away, he's not getting the benefit of the.
No, yeah, kind of an awkward map. Oh, Espen knows exactly where Rookstout is, gets his full passive, gets that QE combo, and Rookstout's down a little bit of health. Ultimately not as much as I thought it would be, but this stress not going to do anything.
No, not in the slightest. Espen's still there, Rook backing in his jungle.
His ult's almost back up, but just here to make sure that the Rift does get shepherded in.
And it looks like the only summoner available, Heal, just about to come back up, or just came back up, and we have the Ignite on the Nami. But looks like they called off the play bot. Everyone's back to their assigned positions.
That full Sunder are now online for Hecarim, though, so he is definitely strong. Luciv with that Gale Force as well, and Sivir not on a completed item. Hasn't been able to secure any of the kills. They're all going on to his support and his jungler, but...
Yeah. It's very different than last game. We have Joa sitting on a 2-farm lead, which isn't... But the 2-0-2, although across the way, Espen sitting 2-0-1.
Sandy Snake Roam. Our Rookstout's kind of pulling up the rear. They see him on vision, though, and they ping him out, and they look like they're just going to call it off, especially with Wojtek now walking back and getting closer to lane.
Music's walking up. He might get pitched here.
Espen's still here. He's been here forever. What are you doing, Espen? Where are you planning on going with this? Are you going for a dive?
He went and did his Krugs in between.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going for something, but Spear Fate after the misbinding, it looks like they just... Oh, he's sitting on a ward here, too! Oh, no, Espen. Oh, at this point, you're just leeching XP. Just go. Really? Oh, no. Oh, yeah, but now he sees the minion walking towards him in the bush. Oh, and now the Brent. That's under
turret.
That's under tower. He's going to die.
Solo kill by Sandy.
Oh, no. Wojtek gets ulted by the Malzahar under tower. Oh, Droid just ulting. This looks like they're just going to force down this tower. Finally, Espen gets something for his troubles.
Notably does not get first turret, though. Music was able to bash his down.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize, but Wojtek's now 2 and 4. It looks like most of those deaths that are on the enemy team onto Espen, onto Malzahar are from Wojtek. So let's hope it's going to be okay. Espen going for kind of an ambitious invade, but he has support from Malzahar, especially while Wojtek's dead.
Yeah, Sandy's really not spending any time in his own lane. He is throwing down.
Oh no, that's down
his god.
Oh no, he resets the grab and smites it. Oh, it's not been Espen's last like minute and a half, poor guy. But
he really hasn't.
He's still playing well, still forcing that tower down for his bot lane and getting some gold in the pocket.
Yeah, Sandy's been throwing down his dot, throwing down his
minions. Grunt, but oh sorry,
just leaving the lane. No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm just saying, Sandy's been spending no.
Yeah.
Even the threat of him not being there, because there haven't been that many wards around mid, is really making it difficult for anyone to play up. Although Rook has been doing an admirable job of it.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to go and start up this dragon.
And Ignite's definitely not the summoner's play you see the most often at Malzahar, but it's definitely paid off in this game. Got him 2 crucial kills.
Indeed. Spear walking pretty far forward here.
Nice. Landing the W to knock out the spell shield and getting his full passive and the Ignite coming through. Spirit is forced to flash back out, and he still almost dies for all that dot damage. Oof. That is the brand experience. Luciv now kind of in the neighborhood of the tail whip, but no, that's a big wave that he's just going to go back and farm. Looks like we might see a little bit of an ARM as music goes back to this tower, but Rookstout just walking through lane, making sure Sandy's not getting any funny ideas of what's going on here.
Sandy's not going to get too sneaky here.
Yeah, that said,
I would expect them
this
to go
early
in
game
here. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, for sure. I think that makes a lot of sense. They're just going to swap their bot lane mid.
Yeah. And I really don't like the Nami being bot. I think Tristan be there. Nami should try to anticipate their own mid and go as well. Like, Nami's staying down there, and I don't know if they've seen Vi mid yet, and perhaps you want to make sure he's okay. Give Tristan some time alone.
It's going to be a 2v2 instead of, oh my god, that's so much Hecarim damage though. That's the Thunder right there. Gets ulted back out by, oh god, Hecarim. Lost his sauce, Bobby. Nice job flashing the Hecarim ult, but it ends up not mattering. That's just so much damage coming through from Rookstout. Sandy Snake, does he have the ult? Yes, he does. He's going to go for it onto Music X, but he might by supporting now. They have all their ults online. Meanwhile, Ornn and the Rookstout Hecarim have no ults, but they ended up just calling it off, deciding it's not worth it. And they just
no
straight
tower to fall back to either. Yeah.
I don't know. I think they could have taken it with their ults, but
looks like Sandy might still want it.
Yeah, he looks like he still wants it. He's going to be going for Rook's down. Tailwhip now he's going to be able to support. Goes for the Sivir ult, and he threw from Espen. Q flash, and is able to get the shutdown onto Hector. Spirit of Fate is still 1 HP. Did he base? I don't know if he ever based.
And it looks like Bovie is TPing bot to save that
Bovie's
turret.
bot,
He
yeah.
can do it.
The pull onto Droid, he's doing so much damage. Oh my god, he's just going to be able to one-shot him. No, he's force slash out of the exclusive walking forward with the Gale Force. Gets the full stack. That's a huge front-end burst. There's the power of the Gale Force. Doesn't have to jump.
They lost mid lane turret by staying bot so long, but hopefully they can get this tier 1 and get something back for it. Looks like they're just going to leave the skit, although they do ping out Vi on the top. Are going to see the Sivir pushing up here in a second.
Yeah, ultimately it's just Bovie TPing into his death. Went for a good play onto Droid, but oh my god, Spirit Fate's definitely too far up. What? Lucifer, just go for it. Just go for it.
I mean, they see 2 top.
Oh,
I guess
no.
they don't know quite where Sandy is, but
Yeah,
they're backing off,
but-
playing it safe. Lucifer probably has a decent chunk of gold on him after all the time he spent bot farming and that turret that they just took.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
guess
you
the
have
two
flash,
turrets.
you have heal. I mean, I guess you didn't have Gale Force and you just use your E onto the tower, but at this point you're strong enough that you can just press your Q and with Hail Blaze just kind of poke down Spirit of Fate there.
Oh,
It's not like
don't get me wrong, Box. I would have gone. But I think we can all agree Lucid is a slightly better player than me, only slightly.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to take his word for it. We obviously don't know the whole story of Vision, but it's going to be a big fight for these next objectives. Now the towers are starting to get knocked down.
Lucifer's still not backing. He must be pretty close tonight and break take both of those turrets. Farmed 3 or 4 waves spot. We'll see what he's able to buy when he does go back. And he got the kill on Bovie. That's right. I forgot about
He's sitting
that.
at 3.5k gold. Yeah, man definitely needs the base.
There
He's got
it
a
is.
full item right there, just in his inventory.
Looks like Sivir just finished her Essence Reaver as well. We look at item breakpoints. Pretty similar
Gets the full
across
Storm Razor.
the board.
That seems about right. That's a huge power spike for him. Gets that. The crucial thing about Storm Razor and Tristana is there's the slow component on top of the energized attack that really helps to ensure that you're getting your full stack going. Meanwhile, we're seeing a little bit more of a trade coming top lane. The stride breaking coming through with the Bork slow and the move speed increase and a lot of damage going through onto Music X.
Yeah, that's slow, plus the gear.
Sandy Snake walking forward. Does he have the Sivir ult to go through? No, he still has the burn flash anyways. It looks like Wojtek is definitely just going to be dead. A lot of engage.
Espen's still going.
His own ult is he going to be able to follow through on it? Rexat does have his ult to be able to get through. Now the red buff is definitely just gone, but it looks like he's going to die because he's just going to ult straight into Bovie. It doesn't matter. The Ignite coming through. Nope, that's just damage from Spirit of Fate. Ow, kind of falling apart on the side of the chest club. 2 huge picks onto the mid lane and the super fed jungler.
Yeah, without a doubt. It seems like when Luciv backed, things kind of fell apart there for them. Disastrous last 2 minutes for the red side.
Oh my god, Mystic X is getting a little bit low, but he's trading pretty quickly on the lost in sauce. But it looks like this tower
push going mid. Luciv at half health got chunked out by something on a Q, Sivir Q. But they take tier 1 mid there. In terms of Dragon, Chess Club is up 2, so if they have to give this next Drake, which maybe they're thinking of doing, maybe not. They're not like they're not nearly as far behind as the red last.
Very
much
much. Music X is walking top without any TP. It looks like he's going to pivot and start walking toward bot lane. Yeah, I mean that was a lot of gold that they just gave up in the last 2.5 minutes, something like that.
Sure, but
it's a 2k gold difference.
Have the Flames had a chance? Oh, look, they start up the Dragon. Have the Flames had a chance to bend anything?
Prevents the jungler from getting in there. Now Espen's looking for something here from Music X walking through. Gets the ult, so he's not able to get his ult himself. Ooh, nice job coming through from Luciv though. He's able to get a lot of damage. Oh my goodness, but the tail whip with that Gale Force just jumps back out. Sandy Snake's gonna die, but kind of a weird trade. Luciv going a little bit too ham. Meanwhile, Lost in Sauce top lane still just spoke, which he might be able to secure an inhibitor.
Punching away at the tower.
Stopping back duty. Yeah, punching away. He's not going to be able to complete the inhib. Oh, but Tail Whip's kind of stopping the back. Is the Spell Shield going to come through? Yeah, but Workstaff's going to just kill him as a result. Are they going to be able to secure the inhibitor? Yeah, because there's no one alive but Droid to stop him. Oh, nice bubble to delay it a little bit, but Lost in Sauce, that mandate damage is kind of starting to tick up, and all these heals and slows.
They are coming up from behind.
Yeah, it's going to be ultimately worth it. Doesn't matter. Yeah, Wojtek's going to be able to secure the kill, but does get the inhibitor. So I believe that was almost a full ace. Was that a full ace?
I think so, because Espen I know for a fact Spirit died.
Yeah.
Unless he just ran away. Okay.
Okay.
So we get the full ace from the red side, but
they did trade
inhib and the drag there.
Spirit Fate walking forward, zoning a Rick out. Excellent positioning by Spirit Fate on that drag fight, by the way. Positioned right on the wall, so as soon as Rick Stout started walking through, he just found him and secured the drag for his team. Not really even chance
a little
to steal.
cheeky drag here, but
Ooh,
I don't know. Standing,
this might be a little bit rough. Everyone's alive except for Moby. Isn't going to be able to join, but Wojtek, nice job popping. Ooh, all of the CC onto Espen knocks him out of the queue, and that's a lot of dot damage to poke from over top. And Espen's super zoned with the dot damage now. Wojtek's going to have it out of position. Lucid jumping through, and here comes on the other side. Looks, can't tell how quite that is before. Underneath all of the text, it looks like it was the Morgana there just having to secure a huge kill, and it's just tail whip against the world. He's going to get his kill Droid though. Droid taking the double Q damage, and he cannot tank that. Oh my god, tell him! It's going to be able to do it! He's going to have to ult him out! It's going to be able to come here and secure the dragon and secure the Baron. Yes! Oh my god, tell him with the hero play! He's going to
with the Baron too?
Unbelievable, he's going to die to the Baron though! Oh my god! What is the series of events? What is going on? Meanwhile, Dawson Sauce is on top of the Nexus turrets. Triple kill for Tail. Dies to the Baron. Can't secure it himself, but it doesn't matter because Dawson Sauce is on the Nexus turrets. Using X's force to base to stop the actual just end. And Elusive and Tail going not only to get out a little bit at the end. Tail tries to finish off the Baron, but doesn't have the deeps with that Baron debuff. What in the world were that last minute?
You know, I think the only person that won there was the Baron, because they're the only one still alive.
Oh my gosh, what was that meme from the TSM game? Baron has a better KDA than everyone on the list. I think that's what we're seeing right now.
I mean, 0 deaths, a couple kills in there. They're looking good.
So they were really split focused there. Chess Club couldn't decide whether they wanted to turn onto Baron. Or excuse me, turn on the tail whip or just keep going with the Baron. But they ended up not having damage to do either. And they have just all dying. Tail gets a triple. That's a lot of money in the bank.
Yeah, Droid standing on the back side of that caught both parts of the queue. And then Tail Whip steps up, gets a crit. Oh look, Droid's dead. Baron's now tanked by the 3 remaining members, but Rookstout's solo has to smite early not to die, but ends up dying to a ricochet off the Baron itself. Tail Whip cleaning up that fight. Lucid at the end, still autoing the Baron instead of looking and turning, but the Baron's autoing him at the same time, helping out the Sivir.
Yeah.
And it just, oh my goodness, what
Insanity.
a fight. I think that one might make a...
Oh, they're going to go for Rick Stout here. Catsman misses the Q, but he does still have ult. Oh, unfortunately, he ults during the Hecarim ult, so Hecarim is just out scot-free. That's 2 ults, just 1-for-1 traded. It looks like they have the inside track on being able to clear out all this vision for the Baron. Yeah, they're just going to start it up. They're going to call for it. Espen isn't tanky, though. He is mostly damaged. Austin Bowie's going to have to tank a little bit. Now, they might be a little bit slow trying to help out here. Sandy Snake and Tail Whip are chewing through it, but we're seeing a lot of damage from this Brand. Oh my goodness.
Randolphin, yeah.
Yeah, there's no Hecarim to be able to stop this. Yeah, it looks like Lucid is jumping in. He's going to go for it. He gets Tail Whip. He gets Alvar ulted, and it does not really matter.
I'm not sure if Music took that with his ult or if
it's a steal! Yeah!
Yeah.
Holy moly! What just happened? What a shift in momentum. I couldn't tell what just happened, but what an absolute fiesta of a team fight. I could not tell what just happened.
Void took the Baron.
Oh my goodness, yeah, Wojtek with a lot of damage. Just making absolute plays. It looks like he's still alive. Doesn't have the best scoreline, but he's making plays for his team.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the map right now, it definitely seems like Blue are the one making plays, but you look at the scores, it's not a huge lead by any means. At 50k, 1k is not that big of a deal percentage-wise, but they're up 2 kills, a Dragon, and 1,000.
Yeah, and we're 30 minutes in, and no one is even close to Soul Point.
No.
Absolute insanity.
We'll see what the Purple Flames can do with that Baron here. Looks like setting up for Drake. Spirit is doing a great job
this game,
standing ahead, being that threat. Just like, you can't walk up to me. I'm just going to spell shield, walk away, throw a Q on you. Seconds, at that point, the objective's going to be dead. He's done that a couple times this game. Doing a great job of it.
Yeah, nice job of Droid not overextending for vision. Just making sure he gets that. Oh, now Music TPing back in. He's looking for some sort of engage going through here. Gets that move speed. They've started up the Drake.
Yeah, in terms of ult, it looks like everything's back up across the board.
Nice job by Wojtek. That's going to be so much damage taken down. It's onto both Spirit of Fate and Lost in the Sauce. But meanwhile, they're just kind of dancing around, and they've just decided to get it started up. They're going to go for the inside track onto the inhibitor turret. They know that this isn't so point. They're going to say, okay, we can just take another inhibitor, maybe 2 going through onto this. And they're saying,
they do have Baron backs to help them, though.
True. I still think this is at least an inhibitor turret. I don't know if Boy Enough is going to be to be able to stop this inhibitor take as well. The Sivir ult coming through. Lucius now here. Now here is the engage. They're so low. A lot of void tech coming through. Oh my god, the damage onto Espen. Meanwhile, the Brick Stout is getting fully ulted. And it's going to be enough though. Sandy's take no spell shield anymore and no ult to speak of. They're going to be able to look for a fight onto here. But Lucid is taking down from all this dot damage. He's getting healed by Droid, but it's a double kill for the Lucifer Tristana. And it's not going to be a good fight. It's 3 for 1. They don't get the inhib and they lose the track.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. Music with a good ult. Out quick.
Yeah.
But Sandy there had his spell shield, I think it was an ult Q, went into stasis, then flashed away from the bubble so he didn't get caught out, was able to get a lot of damage off before he died there, and prevented Lucifer from getting those resets that might have been able to let him just Goomba stomp across the fight.
Is Lucifer going to go for this? Is Lucifer going to go for this? It doesn't look like he does. He just says, okay, you're free to go, senor. And, wow. So Rook's out tanking so much damage, tanking that Malzahar ult, and just kind of instantly dying without really being able to do anything, but it frees his team to do so much. And what a shift after that Baron steal.
Very much. It looks like they're going to
finally
knock down
too far forward. You're going to have to get the Nami speed up, but Lost the Sauce for his own move speed. I'd be looking for something still. And it's kind of an ARAM. The Baron's gone, buys bot lane, Malzahar is based, and mid turret's still standing, so maybe they just want to force this down.
Yeah, they do have the ward on the Raptors, so they see set right. They see 3 out of 4 on the map. Perhaps Vi clearing the way with bot, Malzahar walking from base, as you were saying. Can they walk up, get a couple proc?
Yeah, Lucid's got this with his satchel.
Curious what the item breakpoints are looking at. We haven't checked in on that in a while. There we go. Great job from the production team. Shout out
Aura upgrades. Yeah, really starting to come in hot. The double dot items, obviously the Gale Force upgrade for the Tristana, looking very, very scary.
Yeah, we have the triple items on the brand there. The Leandries, the Demonic Embrace, and the Zanyas. Echoed perfectly on the other side, just with a different set of boots by the Malzahar. Very similar builds. Obviously, we talked about how those champions are similar. Similar score lines, too. 1 kill, a couple more deaths on the other side. But, yeah, it's...
Obi has really slowed down. I mean, he's been on 2 items for what felt like the last 20 minutes.
I don't disagree.
Yeah,
gold
I mean,
differential.
look at the gold
Music
difference.
had so much time in the top lane to push them in. But we did make some influential plays, and yeah, we would have liked to see Music maybe get a couple of TPs in early. But they weren't punished too heavily in terms of objectives, as they've now almost, maybe not almost caught up in turrets, still down 4 turrets, but up in gold and dragons.
Yeah, but we finally cresting that 10k gold mark. Now the only people left behind are Espen and the supports. So hopefully we'll be able to see him kind of get there soon. But that being said,
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, that being said, it's just a lot of enabling happening for this Tristana. Droid also has those double support items, Staff of Flowing Water plus Ardent Sensor. Means this Tristana is a real menace, a real threat.
Yeah, Droid with those 4 kills showing Espen what's what right now. Very different games from both of the junglers. We're Rook with a phenomenal...
Oh my gosh! Oh, they kind of just 2 ships in the night, walking past each other. Espen just walks straight into Lucid, doesn't blow any cooldowns, and Lucid just jumps back out. Wow, that could have been really explosive, but nothing ends up happening.
Yeah, very different story in the jungle this game. Rook wasn't set 2 levels behind from the very beginning, was able to do what he
Espen should have just gone for that. Espen definitely should have just gone for the ult on the Void Tech. Both teams kind of missing some initiation opportunities. If he just ults Void Tech there, I think that's just a death.
Yeah, Sauce where I seem to remember him being for the last, punching away at that top lane, pushing those, being that threat on that inhib, which has respawned. They did end up losing 1 Nexus turret, but they still have 1 turret there and 1 bot lane. But with 2 exposed inhibs, it's going to be a little bit risky to walk out of your base, especially when Set does have their TP up. You're always going to have to be conscious of the fact that you could go out, get that dragon, which would be soul point. Mountain Soul would be very nice. None of the souls are bad. Mountain Soul arguably best, but very good. That is true. Ornn's going to be buffing up those resistances quite a bit. And it looks like Rook is not going to go like glass cannon by any means. He's building a little bit of tank and hysterics, and he has the plate. I think that is what that item's called.
Ooh, they have the inside track onto the Baron. Yeah, but it looks like they're not going to go for any sort of Baron shenanigans. They're just going to make sure that they are securing the Soul Vision and stuff like that. Rook's not now liking for it. He's popped all his boost speed now. The Ornn initiation is coming through. Spear Fate misses the flash, but he does be able to get the Zanyas out. You know, another bounce part Underworks down, who's still alive. Unbelievable. Music X is in the thick of it. He's taking almost no damage. Tailwhip is now completely out of the fight. Flashes back out, and looks like that might just end up being the game. Meanwhile, Bobby's in the top lane by himself, just going to be taking the inhibitor. Someone needs the base. Looks like it's going to be Music X. Bobby might be able to get two here. I don't think Music X can stop him from getting both. Now that is going to be the soul. They're just going to have to head to the Baron as well. Nice job by Bobby. Sees that the team fight's just lost. He's just going to try and salvage what he can, get double inhibitors. But meanwhile, it's going to be a Baron push. Sandy's going to do his best to slow it down.
Great initiation by Rook Stout. Great initiation. Saw that the Morgana spell was down. They missed their Q. Everyone dodged around the
I
lane,
can't believe he lived.
ran straight at him, picked him out. Spirit got his ult and his Zanya's off, but that was enough. Knocked him down. And then the Brand ult over top, just burning. And look at that Baron go. It's
right. Lucid might be looking for this. He knows that Malzahar doesn't have the ult. Oh, because he just used it right there. Bubble misses again, and look, that Malzahar's just dead. He cannot die there. You definitely need to just back off.
That's
so
what
much
happens when you
pressure
pay your
that's
taxes. No one comes after you when you pay your taxes.
Exactly. Still the heal being forced out of Lucid, but that's 100% worth it to get that pick.
Actually, I lied. There's no QSS. Whoops. Sandy just canceled it to get some other abilities off. That's my bad.
Nonetheless, with the support items plus this complete damage build, Lucid is just so strong.
Droid looking very different this game on the Nami than the main.
Yeah, he's looked really good. Some pretty crucial heals. I can't believe Rook Stout lived during that fight around that where he initiated, where he just pressed the go button. Can't believe he lived, but looks great.
I'm not sure what level Sandy's at, but we see Void just hit 8. Matched by Sauce at 15 on the other side, Tailwhip at 16, so it does have the level there. But Sauce just hit 16, that's nice. But Void is right now. With the 777 score, you might not think, but he has so much damage in these grouped up team fights.
Yeah,
Sandy only at 16, 2 levels down.
And all these brand bounces is making it extremely difficult for them to pick a good fight. That's actually favorable for them because Sauce and Vi might end up wanting to be in there on the brand, and they might just be taken down from all the stock damage. But nonetheless, between the Sivir wave clear and the Malzahar wave clear, it's not looking like they're getting anything done with this Baron push. They're going to definitely have to do the side lane shenanigans.
But I mean, look at that dot on Spirit. And Spirit has to pop the spell shield just to not take half his health there.
Right, yeah. Sauce on the flank isn't going to be able to find anything. A little bit of vision being cleared out. Spirit of Fate might be looking for something with a binding Lucid walking forward. He has that rapid fire cannon, and that empowered shot with the Stormrazor is going to be hurting. So if he's able to get even just one auto down, yep, there it is. A little bit of damage on the Espen, maybe not the target you want, but still, it's going to be...
Music pushing to the top lane with TP and Baron buff.
Yep,
they just slow play this, they keep the waves pressured in. Sauce is walking up to respond right now. But Sauce also has a CB. They could both potentially come in. Music has the wave of the turret, though. It's going to be a lot harder for Sauce to clear those than it is.
It's going to be a 2v1 top lane. Espen is already half health, though, from all the poke damage. Music X is really tanky. They can't follow up into anything.
Yeah, Espen's
really
4 levels down.
It's just enabling Lucid to be able to walk forward, get a lot of damage onto this middle turret. I mean, because they had to send top 2 to deal with Music. That's what they were waiting for.
Yep, that pressure they drew away allowed them to hopefully punch this down here if the cannon minion walks up, autos at once, bye-bye.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a lot of their Baron gone, just kind of waiting for the waves to push, just wave management. I don't know if they're going to be able to shepherd this all the way into an inhibitor take, but they might just look for a fight before then. It might not matter.
Yeah, we did take the soul not too long ago, but either team can take and really gives a huge edge to its potential.
Yeah, Elder, a lot of games don't quite make it to Elder at this point, but it's getting found a little bit, but Elder would be a huge win condition. Tristana with all of that burst just basically accelerates it to where you don't even, like, she probably won't even need to wait for the bomb to pop. Just get him down low enough and the Elder XP does the rest, so. And not to mention all of the percent dot damage that's coming through as well.
Yeah. I'm not saying that I want to see Elusive get Elder and hop around the entire fight killing, but I think that'd be pretty cool for everyone to get a glimpse of.
Yeah, Lucid really showing that aggro identity this game, making sure that he's always in the middle, doing as much damage as he possibly can. I mean, sometimes it puts him into a kind of a perilous position, but nonetheless, you know what he's going to be doing. You know who he is. You know his identity. And Wojtek, all of that dot damage is just. I feel like even though his scoreline's not going to show, I can't help but feel his scoreline, his stat line at the end is going to be pretty nuts.
Oh, without a doubt. And we've been talking about the bounces that Void is going to... Let's talk about the bounces that Sivir is getting right now on her screen.
Kidding.
She's sitting at 4 full items with boots, half of her armor pen item complete. She has had time to scale. If she has time to get those autos off, it's a little bit hard. Their front line is not going to last long between Voy and Luciv. But if she can get some of those autos off, she can pop targets on the red side.
Yeah, full damage. Needs that armor pen to shoot through the Ornn at the end there. UCX is just living for far too long with this Mountain Soul and Aftershock, and just being Ornn. So she decides that she can't afford to get any sort of defensive item, can't get a GA, can't get a Bloodthirster, can't get anything of the sort. Just has to make sure she can kill this Ornn.
Without a doubt. So, looking at the Elder Soul spawning, not the Elder Soul, sorry.
Yeah.
We're looking at the Elder Drake, yeah, I was right. The Elder Drake spawning, but they're having to respond to these waves that are getting pushed in, and they'll still have 2 inhibitors. Sauce doing his job of just always being up there, making them come respond to that.
Ooh, Spirit Fate walking forward. There's no
TPs.
vision. Rookstout might be looking for something here. Yes, Spirit Fate's going to get completely caught by himself. He gets a little lulled into a false insecurity with Rookstout just walking out of the bush by himself. Is that going to be the Elder Drake? There's only 30 seconds. Meanwhile, the wave management on the side of the Purple Flames has been very... They have the inside track to both inhibitors. They're going to have to respond to this. They can't afford to go for the Elder Take if they just lose.
It looks like Tristan is staying. Tristan and Hecarim are staying. They sent 2 back to respond.
They can't do that. They have to back. Yeah, just the
They're
way
gonna lose the game here.
Too important. They definitely might, but it looks like they're going to be back in time. Oh my goodness, they're not going to be back in time. They might just go for the end. Doing well. These guys are doing his best to control. Longtop's definitely going to die.
The flash off by Sandy.
Coming over onto Luciv. Luciv doesn't have the QSS, but it's not enough damage to kill him. You know, the entire rest of the team is being zoned. Saint Snake gets the bubble now, but Rookstout is in the thick of it, killing off Espen. Yusuke is still zoning, and the backline can't get into it. That tail whip armor pen isn't doing enough. He just can't shoot through it before his front line dies.
Great bubble by Droid to make sure that Luciv's able to finish off that kill. Everything I said.
A little bit of a macro mistake, giving up both inhibitors, but Lost and Sauce overcommitting onto the next turret and just gets blown up without really doing anything.
And now they're able to come back and take that. Nami behind on wave 30. Interesting, but she'll make do at the same time. So here's the Drake. They had a couple, but for I think the 3rd or 4th time this game, red side Team Chess Club is down without 2 of their inhibitors. They're running straight over to Baron. Death timers, 15 seconds left on the Sandy Snake. No TP for Sauce anymore. Yeah, I think they're going to be able to melt this Drake away. It's not going to last for...
Yeah, and
it's there.
Obviously, Purple Flames have to wait out this Elder Drake. If I am Team Chess Club right now, you're in such a power spike right now. Vortex huge, Luciv's huge. I mean, everyone's huge. We're in the uber late game, but you have the Elder Drake, and that's the key difference. You can take extremely disadvantageous fight and still win. As soon as somebody shows up, you just press go. That's what I do if I'm Chess Club.
Hopefully, we see Luciv with that aggro personality and go. But the thing that started this whole series of events off, great patience by Rookstout, baiting Spirit to walk forward and see if he can't get something, getting him just far enough forward to get that CC on him. He doesn't have a chance to throw that spell shield. Spirit gets picked off, and then Purple Flame decides to take the middle. As you said, that slight macro mistake.
Oh no, you're too far up. Luciv's going for the flash, and he's just going to be able to execute with the Elder Drake. If he's going to fade Zons, it's not going to do anything. I think that might just be game. Luciv is going to shepherd his team to a full Game 3 match, and it looks like goes for the reset jump again, and that is definitely going to be game. Rookstout going for some sort of zoning gameplay. DCX keeps these back in, and that is going to be a game. Luciv on the back of this Tristana, walking forward, executing the bot lane, making sure that nobody gets to have fun except for him. Now the Paladin ult coming through. Luciv is just too healthy though, and that Elder Drake execute is going to be too much. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to a game 3 between Team Chess Club and Team Purple Flames. Incredible stuff happening. I honestly have no idea how to even put that game into words. Between what happened around the Baron, between all of the crazy inhibitor shenanigans, between Luciv just popping off, and between that last little macro play, you're gonna have to do the work here, D-Brand. I don't know what's going on.
That was a fun one. Honestly, it was up and down, but I think what really helped Team Chess Club out there was the consistency that they had from their may not have done the most damage because it's hard to the full build Tristan and the brand doing everything. But Joa Rookstout on the Hecarim was able to set up so many plays throughout that entire game. What a fantastic job. But look at the damage from those ADCs
unbelievable.
And those mid laners.
Holy cow. I mean, that was the AD mid show. Both teams
well, I guess maybe in terms of 40-minute games, those aren't the highest bars. We definitely was doing the damage in those fights. Yes.
Without a doubt. We're seeing very clear strengths from each of these teams really be matched by the other team, right? You're seeing bot lane strength matched with bot lane strength. You're seeing mid lane strength matched with mid lane strength. And you're seeing a lot of their team built to kind of enable that. And I'm really excited to see where it kind of brings us to a head in the next game. So stick around. We just saw an absolute fiesta, and I hope we see another one for game 3. So we'll see you soon.
That was a
As a child, you would wait and watch from far away, but you always knew that you'd be the one that would while they all play.
Bust out the silver scrapes because we are in game 3 of the Purple Flames versus Team Coin Flip. And man, has it been an absolute insane series so far. D-Brand, I am Bucks. I'm joined here with D-Brand on the color. What do you got for us?
Oh my goodness. What a game 2 leading us in. See competition in this side of the bracket. Bot lane, mid lane, damage carries. What a time to be alive. Love to see the ADC mid lane.
Yeah, I gotta say we saw Chess Club go back to their comfort, go back to what they're good at, go back to what they know, and gotta say it really paid off for them.
Yeah, I think that both sides made some really good macro decisions, or you could say the other team macro half full or half empty, but Rook having the decent early and mid game there really made the difference. It gave the Chess Club a chance to move around the map and make some of those plays so they didn't fall so far behind. In fact, I think they were up in gold for the majority of that game. I don't think they ever really dipped behind Purple Flames.
I have to say it really is, like you said, a tale of two early games. I mean, you saw Rookstout really get shut out in game one, really get kind of counter ganked, a lot of vision onto him, and really unable to do what he needed to do or what he wanted to do even. But the game two, a lot of pressure on him, a lot of importance on what he paths, what he makes happen in the early game, and he made it work.
Yeah, without a doubt. And here we're into that is the same band. Oh no, the Oriana band. I think. No, they banned Oriana last time too. Yeah, they're keeping Boy off the Ori.
Yeah.
Urgot banned from the other side. So we'll see if we see the same bans across, maybe from game one. But I hope it comps. I really don't. I think.
Yeah. So last time they swapped out
something besides that Sedge.
Last time they swapped out the Morgana ban for the Jhin ban. So let's see their blue side again. Let's see where they end up going with. Oh, the brand. Oh man, Purple Flames want nothing of that.
Put some respect on this man's name. Voy, as you talked about, the signature pick on brand is not going to be allowed to do what he did last time again.
Absolutely. Forced to trade that signature pick because Sandy Snake's team, Spirit of Fate's team, the Purple Flames, so used to having that one ban that is just always going to be against him on the Urgot because like we have Bovie, they have to ban that pocket pick that now they're forced to respect it on the other side as well.
Yeah, I think there were some jokes about it back there in the draft. This Diamond 1-1 trick for a slightly lower rank on a different champion, but you're also always getting that guaranteed ban.
Yeah, I don't know about that J4 ban coming through again. I just don't think that's what that's going to trend toward. Ooh, and they pick up the Jhin.
Oh, left the Jhin up for Luciv.
Yeah,
Luciv is a big proponent of the Jhin right now.
Yeah,
but
I thought that's what they were going to do. I thought they were going to just trade Jhin bans on either side and just make sure that nobody ever really gets that champ. But they end up giving it up, and Luciv does pick it up, and that's a huge power point. Let's see if they're going to be able to play through that Jhin again.
A little bit of mirror from last night. We got to see in game 3. Devious pop off on it and carry his team to that game 3 victory.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can see the same thing this.
Yeah, that Bloodbath and Beyond Bird is the word team looking really, really strong as a whole and really kind of starting to gel at this point in the series. So we're kind of seeing two teams. I mean, we're early in the season. We're seeing two teams that are really kind of able to switch up their identity a lot. I mean, you talk about two completely different comps. Sandy Snake's team put together kind of like a similar comp, but very different champions. And the Chess Club on the other side, Joa's team, put together basically just a completely different comp for what they did in game 1. So I think we're finding teams really able to shift and kind of find what works for them.
Yeah, it's very interesting. We see Sauce on duty this time, or duty because it's not necessarily the most laner to play. It's not the most fun, but you're always going to bring that front line, that long range engage, and those item upgrades that didn't really talk about too much.
Oh, the new got through. Oh, they're just going to get everything they want? Oh my goodness. Rookstout gets his signature pick. Oh man, I love it. I'm so excited. That the new enthusiast himself gets his pick. However, Hecarim does go over on to Espen, so
Hecarim's had 2 winning games tonight. We'll see what they can do.
Yeah, it's looked really good. Ooh, are we going to see music bust out the mouth? I kind of thought it might be a possibility. Ooh, it looks like he does.
Matching the tanky engage with the tanky engage.
Yeah. Oh, and the Sandy Snake Viger. Oh, you want to talk about signatures? We're just getting the greatest hits of signature champs. The Sandy Snake Viger. Some insane plays that can definitely happen around this cage, around that absolute insane burst. And just if his Orin and his Hecarim are able to set him up effectively in these fights, oh man, I can't wait to see what happens.
You know, it'd be very exciting. I don't really want to see. I was about to say I don't really. What if we saw something like Annie, which I think he's been practicing recently? How would Annie fit into this? Just get everyone on something that they're super comfortable. Annie has a long auto attack range, that ability to blow someone up, follow up that Malphite R. You catch a couple people with the Malphite R, you throw down the Annie R, and they're not moving. They're dead.
Ooh, yep. They get rid of the Tristana. They don't want Tail Whip to be able to follow up on all this initiation.
You think Kai'Sa next?
I don't know about the Annie. I could see Kai'Sa. I could definitely see this being a good Kai'Sa game. So I could see this also being a Kai'Sa ban coming through.
I was talking about the ban. Yeah, I was talking about the ban.
Yeah. So I think that would be a very solid ban. As you're saying with the Annie, I'm just not sure. Honestly, I feel like I don't know how well enough how Annie fits into these team comps that my gut says you probably don't want to play Annie into an Orin Hecarim Viger, but I can't say that with any sort of serious confidence.
So you got about 10 seconds. What do you play then? Not to put you on the spot, but
so I did role swap from mid to bot lane for this season, and so primarily Last season, I was mostly on the Rise. That was definitely kind of why I ended up playing the most. That, the Cassio, and Ori. So kind of like a control mage type of team. I kind of did break out a couple of assassins, but we didn't really win with any of them. So it's tough to really say what worked and what didn't.
Without a doubt. We did see the Janna running it back from Spirit. Had a great. And we'll see what we're going to round off our Blue Side Chess Club comp with right now.
Oh, there's the Annie.
Oh,
I was prepared to be wrong. I was prepared to be wrong. Yeah.
Just excited to be right for the first time.
Yeah, there you go. What a great call out.
We're gonna see
Excellent.
Droid on. I think Droid plays a caster here. One like Lulu, something like that. There's no need for him to get more tank. I think they have enough engage with the Nunu Snowball and Malphite R. Yeah, I think I'd like to see Lulu.
That is the first time Annie has ever been picked in TCL.
Setting
Wow.
history in Game 3 tonight.
Yeah, the most beginner champion. No, I'm just kidding. That said, that'll be really cool. We can't wait to see what kind of stuff Wojtek busts out.
Nami,
He's got a really eclectic champion pool. And like you were saying, Nami, probably kind of some sort of enchanter, some sort of caster support. There's just so much.
Kai'Sa's on the board.
Yeah. Yep, it is. I think it's a great Kai'Sa game.
I think so too. Easy ability to follow up on the Ornn and the Hecarim. Or
You have a
can sit
Janna
back
for
with the
Peel,
Janna.
yeah. I think this is an absolute pick for Kai'Sa if they want it. Yep,
Yeah.
there it is.
There it is. So a lot of zone control we're seeing from that side. I mean, I'm going to say that anytime I see a Vibe, because Vibe brings that by himself to the team, as well as that scaling. We also have the Ornn for long range engages, and the Janna to push you off if you jump in. From the other side, a lot of wombo. So you got the Malphite and the Annie. 3-man get caught out. Annie are on top. They go pop. Vigard not very tanky, not very mobile. A lot of ability to catch him out, especially if Rook has some creative snowball routes this game around the mid lane. But Espen back on that Hecarim, who was all over the map, matching Rook everywhere he went last time. He was able to get on that champion. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's going to be a real comp difference, but it's also going to be talking about how it happens this early game again. I feel like both games we can really, really kind of tell a story of really most of it with how the early games went for the junglers. If Rookstat was able to kind of capitalize on the same things that he did last time, get that kind of lead, and kind of get Music X ahead like he did last time, or get his bot lane super far ahead, we could see this be another kind of reverse sweep type situation. On the flip side, if Espen is able to just be there at all times, counter gank, keep good vision, and just be there and really nullify this Nunu's early pressure, then maybe we can see this Kai'Sa start to pop off again as well.
Yeah, and we do get to see a Jhin for the time this series. It's been banned in the previous 2 games. I'd be curious what Jin's ban rate is across the TCL matches so far this week and this season. I mean, we've seen it before. This isn't the first one. Devious's game last night was the first Jhin, but this is the first Jhin this series, and this time we saw it last night, it did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
We'll see how Lucy is able to pilot it tonight.
Nunu, as we all know, is great at taking scuttle crabs and taking that move speed into a lane. So we'll see where Joe decides to go with this, but there could be some really, really explosive stuff happening. And I got to say, for the Kai'Sa, I know there's so much beef on both teams, and it looks like it's going to be. I mean, it is a great Kraken game. Don't get me wrong; it's an exceptional Kraken Slayer game. But I honestly kind of still like the Gale Force. I mean, like especially going into mid and late game, your kind of condition is that your Kai'Sa cannot get caught out by this comp, right? You really need to make sure that your Kai'Sa and your Veigar are staying safe and not getting completely initiated on by the Malphite, the Nunu, the Annie, and their flashes and things like that. And I kind of like the Gale Force for that.
Yeah, and then I mean, I would assume that Gale Force is the item for Jhin as well. Obviously, going to defer to. I think we're off of that Eclipse season. I remember the first time I saw a Gale Force Jhin, it was ridiculous. Jhin with a dash? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. Not to mention Gale Force just does good damage. It does good damage. It's like a very low cooldown. It nullifies a lot of Jin's weaknesses, and it gives you that ability to make huge front end burst plays with like Gale Force, 4-shot, Q, W, these types of like all sorts of different combos that you can pull out with Jhin. It's really, really scary.
Season 11, everybody. I'm not going to say ADCs are back because Lucy. But as a non-ADC player, they seem okay.
Yeah, it's honestly like I almost don't want to say it because I'm not an expert, but I feel like there's a lot of ADCs that are very strong and viable right now. That there's kind of like a obviously defined meta, but you can play a lot of different ADCs and look really good. I mean, we saw this Sivir in game 1 just look disgusting.
I think Twitch and MF also very viable picks that bring something specific to team comps. Synergize well with the items that are strong. As you're saying, there's a lot of options right now.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I mean, I think as we talked about earlier, the two strongest Jin Kaisa we now both bands, and we'll get to see what happens.
Yeah, and I'm so
I'm excited.
glad. I'm so
I'm
happy to be here with like co-casting with a jungler main, or well, a jungler. Is it your main? I can't.
Yes,
I can't,
it's my main.
Yeah,
It is
you're
my main.
with the jungler. I just want to make sure that I get that right. I'm so glad to be
Not
co-casting
just-
with a jungler main because the story of this early game and the pathing and the type of skirmishing that is going to happen between these two junglers is going to be so important.
Not to flex or anything, but not just a jungler, but a jungler main who is 3-0 on their placements this season, exclusively playing Nunu.
Well, fantastic. That's the type of insight we're going to need for this early game. So
Nunu
feel free.
This is very different than solo queue because in solo queue you go buff Gromp, you take the top scuttle, and then as I did in 2 games earlier, you gank top, you gank mid, and then you gank top again and get 3 kills. Probably not going to happen in this game, but gosh, it'd be cool if it did.
Yeah, I can't imagine we'll see any sort of level 1 shenanigans. These are all champs that don't want to take their type of CC early. But you never know. Well, you never know. Oh, looks like we're getting a ping. We're getting a ping. But looks like they're still fanning out to just first place. So.
I think game 1, it's like let's try something exciting. Game 2, let's make sure we're not going to start this game on the back foot because this could be our last game. Game 3, everyone's on edge. They're like, this is the one that matters. We'll see what happens. Having a little dance off the mid lane. Rook not really joining in. Also, that is quite the Nunu skin.
Well, also after how taxing that last game is, I speak from experience.
40-minute games are exhausting.
Yeah, they're exhausting. And like last TCL, I had 2 playoff series that went to like actually like 4 hours. And it's really exhausting coming back and playing a game like this. Who knows? Teams might look completely different because at this point it's mental. You're talking about kind of how strong your mental is. You're talking about how much you're able to reset after a long game, after making mistakes, and just be able to come out and bring out your best.
So it looks like we got the same ward this time from Joa as we did last game. He warded his own wraiths. It looks like Kaisa just warded over the wall. They know that ward's there. Hopefully Joa does. And Hecarim's going to be starting topside, so different than the mirror start that we've seen the last few times. Red already has 2 wards in the river, hopefully, or like trying to prevent that early Nunu snowball rundown. There was just so good at. Excuse me, sorry, but it looks like Rook is going to go for a full bot slide clear, perhaps, because he's already not pathing towards his wolves. Yeah, he's just going to. Oh, never mind. He changed
looks
his
like
mind.
He's going to quarters Raptors. Yeah.
Just wanted the full snowball roll up
CS coming through. Both bot laners leashing, or the fake.
No,
leash,
the fake leash.
Yeah,
They started top.
yeah. So they have no idea where Hecarim is, just from the leash on its own.
Now, as a Nunu, what I would be thinking here, and please forgive me if my Nunu commentary gets too overwhelming. It's going to be like sauce whenever. God, it's the only thing we can talk about. But we got to talk about what we know. Ornn, I feel, is going to have the early push. Actually started, Malphite started W, so perhaps not. Instead of the Q for the poke, he went after shotgun.
Ooh, what's that going for the... Oh my goodness, that is invade. They have
but they know about it. They have to know about it. He has to walk over ward there.
Yeah, and Rick's not going to be able to clear this out in time. They're both level 2.
He has a smite up. He could Q smite
this. He does
this.
have a nice Q smite. Esmond's just going to go for the kill.
Look, got it, but everyone's collapsing.
Spirit of Fate is collapsing. Meanwhile, the bot lane isn't doing anything. There's no response for Droid or Lucio. Rick's that's forced to flashback out. What's going on? Right now, Droid is now in a compromised position. Esmond's walking forward. Now the full pass is being popped. Nice shot by Tailwarp, but the 4-shot going over the Spirit of Fate. Both supports taking a lot of damage and forced up the pots.
Interesting choices, but Phase Rush got Rook out there with only the cost of his flash. Did secure the blue buff, I believe. He got the blue buff, right? Yeah. But the late blue buff invade by Rook's house. They obviously knew the Hecarim was just looking for the Gromp or something like that. But to go red into Raptors into blue instead of immediately going just like buff and getting out. But we'll see the Nunu snowball around from there. We get some missing pings. Malphite is the Ornn on the scuttle right now. It looks like he might be.
A little bit of miscommunication during that last play with the just with like the bot lane not being there to support Rooks out on that invade. They were just in lane the entire time and used for Sprint's flash, but ended up working out okay for everyone involved.
It looks like Rook might be able to walk in and Q this here. Oh, he smites it.
Didn't smite it. Just takes it, and Boston Sauce has used all of his mana, and now is nothing. Voidtech walking through now, has the stun charged up. No, he doesn't, but the stun does come through from Sandy Snake. Gets a little bit of damage through, doesn't have a whole lot of AP from those stacks, and it ends up being not a whole lot other than that Scuttle Steal.
Yeah, I mean, Joa showing Rook Stout showing no reservations. Just using them to secure it, which is what I like to see.
Yeah,
Take
now
what you
Espen's
can get.
coming in through.
Under the turret, though.
Onto it, but takes a turret shot. Misses the root from Elusive and isn't able to secure any sort of kill, but ultimately a lot of wasted time from Espen and not able to secure anything. Just the heal coming through from Droid and no Summoner's Burn.
Because Espen, I think he went red into Wraiths, into Wolves, and then he got his Blue Stone away, but he was able to get the bot crab after that, while Orin took a while getting the top crab. That also gave Malphite a lot of time in lane. We see a pretty sizable
Dark Harvest.
CS difference up there at this early in the game.
Yeah.
Joa stealing these camps.
Yeah, Joe's really just making the enemy jungle his own. Music X getting that push in, but Hecarim is topside now. That's been going back, getting that Sheen first yet again. Really wants to fight still, but this is a huge wave built up. I don't know if Lost Thoughts is going to be able to do anything. And a 2-level difference in the top lane. Goodness gracious. Bobby's just going to have to be here to soak it up, and a little bit of skirmish coming through. Brickstout getting maybe a little bit greedy there on the Espen Hecarim.
Yeah, it's an interesting early game. Joe is showing a lot more. I mean, in the first game, we saw Joey get pushed around.
No damage.
In the second game, we saw the junglers do both pretty much mirroring each other all over the map with similar type champions. Right now, we're seeing Joe roll around and do what he wants.
Yeah, absolutely. Has made a lot of good aggression plays. Meanwhile, Espen's kind of come up empty. Hasn't been able to really get anything going.
Yeah, Joe still hasn't backed it either.
Here's the early roam from Spirit of Fate, level 3. Nice, he gets the stun. No, Wojtek gets the move speed from his E and just walks out. Maybe that's what the anti-pick was for. Knows if he plays it correctly, he can just walk out of a cage.
Espen behind, though. Oh, Espen not behind. Espen just getting the ward.
Yeah, he's going to be looking for it, though. He's still here. It's still a flash. And following this reset, Spirit of Fate just walking for it, getting a little bit of damage. Gets that additional AD. And this full 3-man into the middle lane. Droid realizes that the support is still there. Meanwhile, Tillip's just by himself getting that solo XP and just farming out. Nice roam.
Yeah, good roam up. Got Sandy a little more pressure, but didn't end up blowing flash or anything like that. Sandy getting a great trade. He knows what his cage's boundaries are on, or what the cage boundaries are like.
Look for this Spirit of Fate Janna. Bot lane is resetting, but Espen is in the mid lane. He's still going for it. Nope, he's not going to be able to do it after the ghost goes through. Sandy Snake is taking a lot of damage from this Bricks down. Spirit of Fate now here to peel off Droid 08, but he's missed so much XP, he's a level down. But Wojtek gonna get stopped by the Raptors. Oh, what a troll.
Oh my goodness. Man. First dragon is spawned.
Yeah, first dragon is spawned.
Looks like the top laner, Sauce has had a chance to back once, didn't have to blow his TP, he's holding it. He's had some great early TP so far this series, been able to really make an impact on the map.
Nice job! He lands the root, forces the flash back out. Droid 08 doesn't know that Espen's behind him though. Lucius really far forward, has the full Kai'Sa's passive stacked onto him. Kai'Sa doesn't know his flash too. Lucius is probably just dead here. Because Espen is now walking through, he's going to be able to get the E-burst onto him, and Kai'Sa flashes forward for the first blood. Droid 08 misses the bubble. No, he doesn't. He lands it onto the Espen Hecarim, but Joa looking for something maybe around the side, but Liger gets the roam. Excellent timing by Espen on that gank,
Espen
and it might
in
have
the right
secured
place
a
on the
dragon.
right side.
Yeah. And they're going to get a dragon.
Yeah, and again, as we were talking, TP back lanes available fights, especially when you're running Malphite, who you pick because that ult is a team fighting ult. Sure, you can set up ganks with it, but you're going to want to use that on the squishies later in the game. Using his TP to get back lane isn't really what we want to see from him. See him save that TP, set up his waves correctly, so he's able to make those TP plays to match Sauce, who's done a great job of it, and you notice still has.
Here comes Nunu around the side. Tailwhip's definitely going to die here. He is level 6, but he's going to just be walking through, ults through the middle, but he's going to go for a trade kill on the Droid 08, who's getting minion blocked. It doesn't matter, Rick's that secures the kill. Ends up being...
It looks like the Lucifer 4th shot left it just a little bit shy of securing that kill onto the Jhin.
Yeah, has that pickaxe, has like a fair amount of AD, but the serrated dirt coming through, that's what we were talking about. There's that lane lethality and that lane strength. He's going to be able to blow up this Nami for sure now.
Without a doubt. Sauce still down a little bit of TP, I think because that, or not. Sauce up the TP, down a little bit of farm, I think because of that early attempted Scuttle Crab take. But both top laners with their ult right now, easy gank setup from either side. Obviously, both can also use their ult to disengage to make that easy gank setup a little bit harder. But just two meatballs slapping back and forth.
Yeah, and I got to go back to, I totally agree with you. Sauce just being so much more disciplined with his TP. He's not even down that much CS. Music has to be more cognizant of the type of power that TP can have in the terms of this type of organized play. Imagine if he's there for that bot lane play, maybe they turn that around.
Yeah. Rook going for the Herald now.
The Herald. Sandy Snake's walking forward though. Macing Ping coming out in mid lane, and Sandy Snake has spotted this out. However, no movement from the Annie. It looks like Espen is too low to be able to contest this.
Yeah, Espen
especially
taking
with
his
the prio they
time
have
on the
top
red.
lane.
Espen taking his time on the red. Looping around now. Might heal up a little jungle buff, but I think they're just going to give that Herald right now.
Oh, the stun coming through from the mid lane. Are we going for some sort of trade play? Yeah. Wojtek walking forward. Espen's now going into the mid lane, maybe looking for an ult. Yeah, that's a lot of damage coming through in the final execute damage coming from Sandy Snake. Wojtek looking for a little bit of a trade. Nice bubble coming through from Droid. We're seeing a lot of action on the map. The loose landing the 4 shot, there's nothing left to be done. But he's got it. He's opening up the skies. Here comes Spirit of Fate. He's taking a lot of damage. He's going by. Oh, give out Dark Harvest from the 4 shot, and W not able to finish off the execute. I don't think there's going to be enough damage anyways with that Dark Harvest already procced, but nice trade coming out from Lucid and Droid.
Yeah, Void was just a little bit too confident there. He knew he had 2 people in the river, but they were only at the Baron pit. Espen was able to sneak past the little bit of vision that they did have and walk into the mid lane side brush and get behind the enemy there, which gave Sandy a kill.
That Q4 shot just chewing through that Janus shield and already doing so much damage. Yeah, it's to the point where you can take these types of early trades with your tail whip and you get some advantageous stacks on before the 4th shot, but Espen on the ward gets caught out and there's no objectives to fight for, so it's just going to end up being a lost cause.
Yeah, not to sound like a broken record here, but Espen bot again, clearing out some more dragon. We see fairly even across the board, except for in top, well, okay, I lied. Not across the board. We see fairly even farm mid and bot, whereas the jungler and the top laner have the advantage on the other side.
Yeah, for sure.
Looks like Sauce did use his TP.
Oh, and here's a rip
and now he's behind.
Look at that coming through. Sauce doesn't have anything left over, and that's the Malphite ult. Are they going to have the damage to do it? Yeah, they're just rooting it. That's the new ult. The flash coming through, but it's not going to get him out. That's just so many slows and CCs, and the tanks just slap him down. But Espen, meanwhile, going for a play on the Wojtek. Excellent job stunning him out of that. Oh, out of that Ian. Great job by Wojtek with that Tibbers, making sure that he stays safe and just still walks out of the... Oh, another bubble coming through onto Tailwhip. Tailwhip sidesteps onto the side, gets a little bit of stacks going, but Lucid with the 4 shot, does he have his ult back? Doesn't look like he has it yet, but they still are able to force out the summoner heal. You know, Lucid uses the 4 shot, gets a lot of damage onto the minion, but Tailwhip goes in with the ult, gets the exhaust, and Spirit of Fate trading really well, but they ultimately see no kills in the bot lane. But Sandy Snake on the roam. He has been a roam menace during this entire series. Is he going to be able to make anything happen? It looks like Droid and Lucifer are happy to abandon the lane if it means that they know that Sandy Snake is here. Wow.
Yeah, Sandy just...
action.
What a game we're having. What a game. Yeah, great job by Tailwhip there, recognizing he can go back in with the ult after the Janna hits that tornado and gets that stack. Fantastic job trading back. They got the exhaust, and I think, not the flash out of Nami. Nami still had her flash, but they forced the exhaust from the Jhin, who I just realized has exhaust.
Yeah, Lucid not quite realizing what was happening on the other side of that trade and using his 4 shot on the minion instead of potentially going for a heavy trade onto the AD carry.
Oh, he wanted to get that 4 shot off on either target so bad. It would have done so much damage, but just wasn't able to get in range after the Jan ult pushed him back, and he couldn't walk up, get it off, decided to use it on the minion. But then that's when Tailwhip decided to expend the play and really got that favorable trade that forced out the summoner spell.
Yeah, we haven't touched on it yet, but Lucid does have the exhaust this game instead of the heal. Wants to make sure that anyone who's diving in on him, whether it be the Hecarim, whether it be the Kaisa, is going to be going into an unfavorable situation.
Yeah, it was a quick flash of the gold graphs there, but we do see that Luciv is both down on farm and gold right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a full 3v3. Tailwhip is on the other side of this, goes in toward the Hecarim. Hecarim's now under tower though after that E. Nice root over the top by Luciv out. Rooks that was taking a lot of damage, but so is Espen. Tailwhip flashing forward, and yes, the Jhin passive trap onto him now. Spirit of It is super low. Jhin does have ult now. He has the double kill. That's so much damage. Wojtek is quick on the roam. Now he is going to get stunned. Is he going to die? No, he can flash forward for Spirit of Fate. He still has the ult, like we said. He's going to go for it. Does he get the 4 shot? Yes, he does with the ultimate. Sandy Snake now taking a lot of damage, and the Retail meanwhile crashes. That's some gold in the pocket for the Nunu, and Wojtek ultimately is here for nothing, but secures that play.
Yeah, I believe the Jhin just went from 0-1 and 1 to... I was about to make a comment about Lucid being down on, but I'm not sure that's going to be accurate. Especially with all those turret plates they've been able to take bot. It is 30 seconds.
Meanwhile, here's the all-in. He knows that Sandy Snake is going to be able to in a bad position, but he doesn't quite have the damage to kill him. That feels so bad, even through the ignite. But he gets the flash out. Droid isn't here to protect his mid laner. I don't know if Espen still should have gone for that. Might have died as a result, but... Ooh. Some very,
Both mid
very
laners
razor
blew
close
both of their
plays.
summons
Meanwhile,
there.
Lucian's going to get soloed by Severe Tail Whip again. Yeah, there's a full Kai'Sa passive, and he's just going to die. But Lulu's rolling in, gets the shutdown onto the Jhin, but trades for another kill.
Munch.
Mhm.
What a game 3 we're having here.
Just non-stop action. Meanwhile, here, support trades happening in the bot lane. Just gets knocked up. I guess I'm never going to get a chance to take a breath because every lane just feels like it's always time to fight. Would you look at the time? I guess it's time to die or fight.
Okay, so what I want to see here is Music catch this wave back and be ready to TP in for this drag fight with his ultimate up.
Mm-hmm. Spirit of Fate, once again, deep warding again. That's kind of his signature move. Takes the red buff, and they do have vision on this dragon being taken. Espen's taking a lot of damage. The Cloud Drake does the most damage. Sandy Snake, though, is there to support. We're taking a little bit, just kind of a half step late on supporting all of these plays. They're just going to have to give up the Cloud as a result.
Yeah, Void doing a good job.
Low.
Void doing a good job this series, but not quite matching Sandy on the roams.
Yeah.
Sandy's doing such a good job of beating everyone on the map while maintaining farm and a kill lead.
Yeah, exactly. It's very impressive on the part of Sandy Snake. He's playing for the team, but he's also making excellent plays in lane. Just stay even.
Yeah, he's pretty good at this video game. Who knew?
Meanwhile, bot lane looks like we're seeing another trade. Yeah, Jhin just trading health bars with Tail Whip. That extra HP is going to be the difference, but Tail Whip does have that refill pot. So, looks like he's going to get that Q bounce onto the Kai'Sa. Yeah, it takes a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Spirit Fate's also taking some health away, and the Jhin is opening up yet again. Oh my goodness, they can't respect this Jhin. Oh my goodness. Druid walks forward, gets a little bit of a bounce onto him, but it's not enough damage to kill. Here comes another Q bounce, slowing up Spirit of Fate. Excellently played by Lucian Madroid. Really taking advantage of that lane advantage.
So low.
Yeah, really making the most out of this lane advantage that Rexhat has given them.
Yeah, not super notable, but both top laners did use their TPs to get back to lane, it seems, at the same time. So, odds are that island will stay up by itself right now. We'll see if, the Sandy Snake Rum coming down to defend the turret.
You cannot
maybe
here.
caught out.
This. You don't have flash. You cannot stay here. You are so dead right now. What are you doing? Spirit of Fate walks forward. He might just die as a result. Yeah, he is going to get jumped on. But the Gale Force forward, and now Tailwhip's going to get a double kill. Droid, you are so out of position. What are you doing? You saw that Sandy was roaming down on that pink ward.
Yeah, and Luciv Gale forcing forward, actually, now that he has that opportunity to get the kill onto Spirit, but I think he would have had time to run away there if he didn't want that.
Yeah,
I'm not one to tell an ADC not to die, but I like it when my ADCs don't die.
Yeah, good job making the best of a bad situation where they're just able to transition that into a retail on the other side of the map. Oh, but Hecarim in the mid lane is going for the Annie, pushes her into the stun. It looks like it's going to be another kill on the Void Tech. Excellent. Pressure by Hecarim. Nice job pushing her into the stun.
Yeah, both Rook and Espen on champion pretty quickly, so they're able to make some plays and be where they need to be when they need to be there.
And he's rolling like some tumbleweed, and he's going to get nothing.
Sandy out of mana, though. Not expecting anything to happen right now. So, let's do a quick cap where we're at. We have blue side, Team Chess Club, up a little bit of gold, even on kills, even on turrets. 2 dragons in favor of the red side. But if we look at where the gold is at, I have a feeling that a lot of it is on Luciv with a decent amount on Rook Stout as well. Although Tail Whip over there went from, I think, 2-2, who's now 5-3. Yeah, both of these ADCs are going to be formidable as this game progresses.
Tail spiking pressured really hard. It's really showing his teeth. He's made some amazing 1v2 and 2v2 plays on this bot lane. And you want to talk about speed from like the last couple of games? Jhin with Gale Force plus Nami move speed, he's just absolutely blazing across the map. But another gank coming top lane. Are they going to have the damage to go up this time? But he unstoppables the Malphite ult. Nice job, but Malphite's still in the middle of it. They might still have enough damage to take care of business here. They are so tanky, they're just going to go for the tower dive, and it looks like they do. Looks out, secures another kill onto Bovie. Holy moly, it's a slap by the last 15 seconds. But meanwhile, are we looking at another 4-man bot? Void Tech still trying to half step behind. Nope, Sandy Snake just decides to come back to lane. Hecarim behind.
I think the only time I've seen Void out of lane
might still go for it. He's going to just go under tower. Takes so much damage. Just gets deleted by Void Tech. What the heck is that damage? Got a little too over aggro. Yeah, and Sandy Snake is already pretty low. He has the flash. Almost, he can definitely just go for a flash play onto the Sandy Snake, even with barrier. But
Sandy's
it looks
timers are on the same. Yeah, their summoner spells are on the same one. Back when they traded in the jungle, they were able to. Like first in the top lane with the Herald, great play by Joa. That, as you said, almost led to the 4-man dive bot. They ended up calling that off. And
Hale's going to go for it, and he's going to secure the kill on the loose, or excuse me, on the Dread 08. They need to respect that damage from Luciv. You cannot get 2v2 killed like this and continue to feed this Kaisa. That is completely unacceptable.
Yeah, that double dash there with the dash in with the ult to get the damage off reposition even further behind. Proc the passive instantly. It was that was scary. And I didn't like seeing.
He's going to get the kill. Yep. Spirit of Fate, very greedy. We're seeing some support. We're seeing both supports this game go for extremely greedy ward take to be punished by the AD carries. Yeah. Gale Force is an item. Yes. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Gale Force.
We understand that Gale Force is an item. No, please. All right.
Most people believe that Flash is one of the. Not that I'm saying Gale Force on the level of Flash, but movement is a premium in this game, and just giving ADCs, the people who scale super hard and do a ton of damage, the ability to
just looking for a few free stacks onto Rajoa, and now it's going to be all about the dragon. 2 dragons already stacked on the side of the Purple Flames. The chess club now walking forward. They have all 5 here,
and it looks like
I'm not TP very soon.
Yeah, it's almost up. But Malphite's already here. Let's see if we can see that Malphite ult. Yeah, there's both TP in.
They're kind of in an awkward spot. Droid's got the Kaisa passive on, which is really, really huge. They have to respect that. Sandy Snake with all that DC. Joa walking forward. Espen's just going to continue on the drag, but Boy has a flank. Now the Nami ult over top. Now Pat comes forward to the ult back out. He's so squishy now. They're in the middle of the strings, but they're going to get stunned up. Now Vortex here on the flank, but they can't just execute Aspen. He walks forward, he gets 4-shotted, and they kill Lost and Sauce at the same time. Tailwhip's just zoned on the other side of the fight, not able to get enough damage. Vortex still has his ult, crucially. He also has Flash and Ignite. They might be able to look for a re-engage. Sandy Snake taking a lot of damage. Tailwhip's going to go for the Rampage. They're going to need this. Gale Force onto the side. Annie's over here. Tailwhip's in the middle. The exhaust coming through. But Annie's going to go for the double flash onto the Sandy Snake and Spirit of Fate, and he's going to secure it, but he's going to trade his own life. Spirit of Fate getting super low. Tailwhip. Now Spirit of Fate just blast coding over into the middle of the AD carry, and it's the full ace, and it's just an absolute mess of a fight.
Gale Force is an item, and Jhin and Kaisa are strong.
Yeah. Goodness gracious,
Wow.
I gotta say the real victors, the bottom lane. The only ones still standing.
Look at them, 8-3, 8-4. These ADCs, one of these teams is gonna win the game, and it's gonna be on us. It is me versus you. Let's see who comes out on top. They are both set up so well to succeed right now.
It's promptly exhausting his force to kite up toward his own base, because Void's on the flank. His team can't support him when he dives like that. His Void, it just immediately flashes onto the Annie, not onto the Janna, onto the Sandy Snake Viger, and is able to basically almost instantly burst one of them down.
Yeah. What a fight. When Espen had to ult out defensively, it really did look good for the side of the Purple Flames, but they're going to get a mid-turret take here just because of the rotations, and that should almost even out the turrets. They still have the bot one standing, but Music was able to get 2 in the top lane with all the pressure that Nunu was able to provide on those 2 different ganks that did result in kills.
Yeah, a 2k gold difference, like you said, almost 3k difference, but we're seeing a lot of damage coming through onto Lost and Sauce with that Mandate, with that Jhin, with how fed he is. Looks like he's going to go for that IE third.
I think Nunu and Espen both
Caught out! Wojtek with a nice heads-up play, making sure that Kaisa doesn't get to have fun this game. She still has Gale Force up. It doesn't matter.
She's 8-5. She's having enough.
Yeah, Wojtek making a great vision play. That's probably just going to be the mid turret in favor of the purple team point. Oh my gosh, I can't do it. The chess club now. We're getting to that point in the night, everyone. Ooh, but the re-engage from Lost and Sauce. Joe's caught inside the Viger cage. Lost and Sauce decides not to go for him, instead go for Lucif on the 80 carry. No one's there to support him though. He's by himself. He gets rooted now. Lucif walking forward. He's feeling confident. He got the Gale Force forward, and he's taking so much damage. The Janna's going to try and heal him up with the Malphite ult over top. Now the Jin's opening up. He's going to get the unstoppable kill onto Lost and Sauce. Lost and Sauce by himself. I don't know what he expected to happen, and it's the call to go for Baron.
I think that is the correct call. We'll see. I think this would be a Baron baited out turnaround. Sandman, the Vygar cage, what an ability.
Oh, like he hits the root. Nice job by Lucif, forces him out. So much damage. Oh my god, Tailwhip. He's just going to walk in and get instantly nuked. Holy moly, Lucif's absolutely ridiculous on this Jhin. Nobody else can do anything against him. He's just looking forward and absolutely kicking butt and taking names. And Wojtek's on the zone. Espen is going to be forced to ult over the wall if he wants anything to do with this steal. Sandy Snake's now going to be able to support his jungler, but it's just looking like a Baron in favor of the chess club. What a turnaround.
See if Espen can get the steal. He is a level down though, and consume smite combo that really makes a difference for the people.
Oh, I thought he almost got it.
It
looked like it was going to be so close. Yeah, Yorkstout
But
didn't
you know
actually have
what's-
smite during that. He didn't actually have smite.
I mean, Q should be the first ability you level on Nunu, and it's going to be like 80 true damage, which is more than the level 11 smite.
He does effectively have a smite. I'm not gonna, but the animation's not as instant. You know, you never know.
Yeah, sure. There was a chance, and he took it. But I mean, what's the difference between an 11 kill Jin and Jin? You know, or we could have Baron. Yeah, it's a coin flip, much like
goodness
Airborne's
gracious.
But Luciv
First-
actually made his debut doing play-by-play last night, and he gave Devious some compliments on how well he was piloting the Jin. But he is putting on a clinic right now, showing how effective this really, really good champion can be right now.
Absolutely, landing an awesome W onto the Jenna. He's just gonna be able to one-shot this Jenna right now. Yep.
Gale
Fake
Force
did
auto
not get
Q,
it.
is that what that was?
Yeah, that's exactly what that was.
Yeah, that's fun for supports.
I mean,
sure both
he
supports
just
having a great
has to
time.
know that he can't be there by himself. There's no one there to support him. And I know it feels bad to just die like that, but at that point, that's your fault. You know, it's busted. Yeah, it's Riot, but like that, you just have to be aware.
200
that
combined years of game experience.
Yeah.
Game design experience. No, but great job. This is the elusive carry that we hinted at in the. This is the potential that this team has.
Yeah,
They can
he's
carry through a
feasting.
couple different lanes. Voy had a bit of a rough start. Not off. I think he was 0-2-0 at one point. Didn't have anything too hot going for him. Was in lane while staying creating pressure, but he's doing a great job right now getting those
the
picks.
stun coming through. Now another root. He's gonna have to try and get out, and he's taking so much damage. That is not the tank you want him to be. And
No,
Moose is just gonna
not at
keep
all. That
attacking.
fourth shot did about an eighth of the turret's HP.
Yeah. I keep going back to the draft on this one because that Jarvan third ban, instead of banning either Nunu or the Jhin, is just
Yeah.
I can't agree with that. I can't agree with that decision. But that being
Not.
said,
I think they regret it too.
we have the glorious benefit of hindsight. So it's always tough to make these types of draft decisions. Jarvan
this
also
is-
rounds out
this is
comps
true.
really, really well. So you never know.
Sauce coming from the side, but Droid off there providing himself.
Yeah, they're gonna go
using
for it.
himself
As
as a
Force
ward.
just ult back out. Music ults and just misses. Now Wojtek's walking forward, gets the stun and just executes him. Music X smashes over the wall and gets the beat down onto him. Tail walking
Rook's
forward.
in there.
Rook's not by himself, but Yusuf's just gonna be forced to open up onto Tail Whip. Tail Whip is super low. Spirit Base here blocking out here. Lost some sauces as well. He's being super
standing
patient.
really
Now,
close.
It's gone on him. Why is he walking so far forward? Spirit Base is so low now, and so is Tail Whip. I think Tail Whip needed to start walking backwards instead of letting his team tank it for him. And now it looks like the inhibitor is going to be dead to rights as well. The guys that keep coming over down, it sort of tickles Rick's down. I'm not sure if he felt it or not. But lost in the sauce, going for the Ornn initiation, lands it on nobody. Spirit of Fate walking completely forward, getting dangerously close to the enemy team. I'm not sure what the kick timer is on Gale Force, but it's not looking great for
Back to the Drake
side.
we go.
Yep, and it's an ocean.
Second should tie up the Drakes for the teams.
Well, hello there,
Yeah.
Blue Buff.
Yeah, we saw Music miss the ult after Espen had to ult out, and then Music flash instantly over the and kill Espen. Odd crap. 76 gold. That's 2 cannon minions worth of gold right there. At the
Yeah.
05 and 4, not quite the showing on the Hecarim that we've seen in the past 2 games.
Yeah, difficult to replicate. It's a strong champ, but Joa with this type of comfort on the Nunu is just he has looked like the difference in this game. On top of being able
Oh
to
my
get his
goodness,
bot lane
so
ahead
much.
and making moves that just give him all the tools to pop off.
Their mid-game rotations right now are looking phenomenal. Doing a great
Yeah.
job being where they need to be, when they need to be, and Luciv just running through this enemy team. Although Kaisa does have the upgraded Gale Force, I have no idea what that item is called now.
I'll
Probably
be honest,
something-
I'm not sure I know either.
Can
That
we
being said,
get a hover from the production? Thank you.
Typhoon.
Typhoon.
Wow,
Appreciate that. Thank you.
that's awesome. That being said, imagine if we see a 4-stack Ocean Drake with Ocean
Oh my
Soul on the side of. I mean, is he going to die? Is Rick Stout going to die?
I think the answer to both of those is that is very unlikely unless Kaisa gets to just pound on them for a while. And honestly, by then the tanks probably have killed them because you're still in ADC. I don't care how
Steady
fast you
Snake
are.
with a nice stun, but it just catches Rick Stout. How much damage is that going to do? None, because he has enough task to just walk out. Steady Snake
Music
with that
has
Banshee
ult up. We'll
somehow.
see how hard they want to go.
Yeah, Wojtek constantly
Boy.
looking for these angles. Yeah, constantly looking for these angles. Steady Snake with that Banshee, though, very difficult to initiate, but Tail Whip. You are a juicy target, my friend. Annie is looking at Kaisa like she's a snack. I'm
Espen
pretty sure,
pretty far forward right
I
now.
can't say that, but Espen, like you said, is over on his own. But the snowball isn't going to come through and get him. Droid,
Not
oh, wait,
quite the
and
Drift
just
King that
on
we've
the
seen in
inside.
some other
Oh,
games.
Lucifer, you're a little bit far forward on this Orin, but it doesn't matter. Man's feeling so strong. Caleb, with that move speed from the Janna, is going to be just out of range. But Lucifer, all of these speed ups, all of this help he's getting from the Janna, the Staff of Flowing Water, not from the Janna, excuse me, the Nami, the Staff of Flowing Water. Dude is speedy. Gets the root onto Bovi, but Bovi's able to jump out in time.
As an ADC main, and I know this is the best time to ask about itemization, but the Executioners out of the...
Ooh,
Is
that's
that-
the bubble onto music, onto Lost in the Sauce. Versus Sao is just in the middle of the base. He doesn't care. What are you going to do to me? Meanwhile, the turret's taking a little bit of damage. Lucifer's trying to stay safe. He's trying not to throw. Now here comes the Oral. Lucifer doesn't care about this one, though. He's just going to finish off the turret. Lost in the Sauce. Oh my god, Spear Fate just gets absolutely nuked by Vortex. But no, excuse me. Tailwick's around the side, gets exhausted. He's not able to execute on the Vortex. Tailwick goes a little bit hard, and now on the other end of the fight, Sandy Snake's doing as much damage as he possibly can, but his tanks are dying in front of his eyes. Lost in Sauce is taking damage, but there's nice double summon under the tower. Sandy Snake gets the execute Brickstaff in the middle. The double kill. He's low on mana though, and Lucifer just Gale Force forward and gives him a little love tap, making sure that he has one to remember him by. And we might be looking at game on that one.
Yeah, what a performance.
Tailwick
Oh
really
my
hard,
goodness.
maybe hoping to get a big play onto the back line, but he gets the exhaust and just gets executed by Lucifer. Lost in Sauce doing his best, getting continuously CC'd. Brickstaff moving at the speed of light with that. And pop.
The most heads-up play this game, I think, was made when he decided to take
Spear, what are you doing? Oh, the Q coming through, just executes him with the Collector. Lucifer's taking a lot of damage from the Kai'Sa. Are they going to be able to end the game now? That might have been a little bit of
You
a
got
throw
13
by
seconds on
Oh,
Vygar.
Tailwick decides instead of chasing him down, he's just going to start evolving right there. Brickstaff
This is the
walking forward.
06 and 5 S-Spin.
Oh no, Lucifer, what is you doing, buddy? You got Spirit of Fate, but you might have just stopped your team from being able to end the game.
I mean, as fed as you are, that's still a 3-item Kai'Sa with the QSS.
Yeah, Kai'Sa gets just an
not the
enormous
QSS,
shutdown.
but yeah.
It's
And that was isolated Q damage. Everything just went straight into your face. Definitely didn't help. But yeah, the heads-up play by Lucifer's take the exhaust has really... There's been like 3 different fights at least where exhaust the Kai'Sa when they jump in. She did nothing while Jin was able to...
Yeah, it looks like Viger's at 232 stacks. He's definitely going to want to be stacking harder, but he's not doing too bad. What, can we get an AP check? 490, it looks like 491, and he's building towards that death cap right now. So,
Yeah. So how do we have... We're even on Drake's. Looks like Baron is up right now. Drake is spawning within 30 seconds. What do we see next? Where are we going?
yeah, I mean,
Double inhibs down.
Purple Flames-
Can't really
Purple
leave your
Flames
base
are
too long.
yeah, they're in full stall mode. They want to make sure that they don't give up too much without and still are able to contest objectives. It looks like this Baron's just going to be gone. Orange on the other side, Hector's on the other side. They're going to have to accept that they're going to be against the Baron minion push again. Maybe try and fight this next drag, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. You have 3 people backing right now. Looks like they're just gonna... Okay, we have blue team pinging the inhib. Maybe send music bot to split with teleport, but you don't want him to get caught out. Oh, they're just gonna run mid. Ignore the
They're just
Drake.
gonna run it down. There's an open nexus. They don't even care. They're gonna just try and go for the end here. Nice little cage, just knocking them, but it's just the tanks. It's not gonna be enough. And I can't even imagine where these teams are at right now. I mean, I'm tired, and mentally making these macro decisions to make these types of team fights has got to be so draining. They're just gonna
Well,
walk forward.
doing
They're
that
gonna
thing
give
where
him a
he
clear
sits
shot
back.
straight to their nexus. But Ornn with goes for the initiation. Wojtek is on the side. He's gonna die to the Kai'Sa though. That's a nice pick going through. Nice useful. Straight to the backline. Spirit of Fate's going to get immediately nuked. Meanwhile, the Voodoo zone is going through, but Lucifer is just running train on everyone else in the entire game. Kilb is getting so much damage down. He's going to be able to nuke down for other tank. Meanwhile, Lucifer is going to go for the full pentakill. Oh my god, what a play by Tailwind. Flashes out of the W. QSS is forward and is able to get another double kill. I believe that's 4 kills on the side of Tailwind, and they stall the game out yet again. Oh my god, Tailwind with the pop-off on Kai'Sa goes untouched for the entire fight and just kills everybody. This game is not over.
You know, next time Lucifer says to me ADC, I'm just going to send him a picture of this game. Because this game is literally just, can we get on the ADC? We saw Void there get his stun stack onto Tailwhip, but between his ultimate shield and the Janna shield, it wasn't able to result in anything. It looks like this will give the third Drake
so
over
good.
to red side.
Yeah, and both teams are going to put on. Oh, excuse me, not both teams. Just the purple flames. That's the whole point with that ocean. Now that they have an ocean, it's a huge difference, and we're seeing a huge momentum shift.
A little bit. This is. It was definitely looking like they had a chance. Void went for the alt play, wasn't able to blow Tailwhip up, and they lost that fight on the back end. Jin got a couple of he got the kill on the Ornn, and then he got the kill, or I think he got the kill on Spirit, then he got the kill on the Ornn.
Mhm.
But after that, Tailwhip was able to come back after killing Voyan, clean up that fight.
I think
And that's a couple of huge shutdowns onto the Kaisa.
I think what happened there was Elusive actually had used his 4-shot already, and he had started walking forward during the reload animation, and that's all the timing that Kaisa needs. She flashes out and is able to just fully stack her passive and one-shot Elusive. And so I think it was just a slight positioning error, and it's when you're against the type of caliber ready carry of Tailwhip, that's all he needs.
Yeah, and gold difference is only 1100, which, I mean, could be a completed item at this breakpoint, but those ADCs are both very, very formidable.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks
Vortex
out with
needs
a
to be able to do more in this
Fat
fight.
health bar. Same with music.
Yeah, instead of just getting caught out and immediately dying. Now the Ornn ult over top stick is super tanky, but still works out. Meanwhile, Espen is in the middle. He just gets actually executed by the Jin. Now, Gale Force is forward. Tailwhip's in the back.
Exhaust is there this
He
time.
gets exhausted again. He cannot keep doing that. When is he going to learn? And that's just going to be the game. Jin with a triple kill opening up. He's going to get the penta maybe. The quad. Is Mr. Captain going to be able to secure it for him? No. It looks like Jin's too far away now, and looks like that's just going to be the game. We're getting the spectator bug yet again. Oh, Tailwhip, you were playing so well, but you dove into the backline and got exhausted.
The exhaust from Luciv. What a heads-up play by him.
Just an unbelievable decision to go for that because he's aware that the Kaisa might be playing like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like Jin was. I mean, wasn't okay. It wasn't a penta. Looks like we're getting confirmation that there was no penta, but ultimately, an absolute, just insane plays being made by both teams. I don't even know how to
kills is enough. Didn't need the 25th one there. What a game. What a series. What an outcome. The Chess Club coming out on top of the Flames after, I mean, I didn't think it was going to be a quick 2-0, but it wouldn't have surprised me after the first game. That was a definitive win from Sandy Snake and the Spirit Squad. But they were able to bring it back and win in the reverse sweep. Admittedly, not as impressive in the small series, but impressive nonetheless. Bringing it back.
Chess Club with Joe at the helm reaching full Grandmaster status. No more international master for these scrubs. Going on with the full Grandmaster.
I think we'll give him the Grandmaster status after the TCL tournament.
Fair
But
enough,
they're definitely off to a good start in the provisionals.
Absolutely.
Great. That was a fun one to watch.
Yeah, gotta say, Chess Club coming in 1-2 from the preseason, and Purple Flames coming in 2-1. Definitely the favorites, but a huge upset and well played by both teams. I can't wait to see the type of games we get in the future.
No, neither can I. And I mean, while you gotta give the carry award to Luciv, but my goodness, Joa was a different jungler in the second and third game when he was able to actually play the game and didn't have Espen running all over him. Absolutely. Joa had an incredible showing of the news, showing us why that champion is so valued right now.
Yeah, we're seeing incredible mechanical plays from everyone, and that's the level that TCL is at. So,
top tier League of Legends gameplay.
That concludes our first week of TCL. That's season 2, week 1, day 4. Really ended it with 2 awesome series, 2 game 3s in a row between yesterday and today, and I can't wait to see what the future has in store for us. I think there's going to be some super high level gameplay and super fun stuff being brought out from every single team. So, yeah. We're getting some news from production that the Jin actually did over 50,000 damage, and the next highest was like 27-ish. So Luciv from Kaisa putting on his carry pants and almost doubling the next highest damage in the game. Luciv with an incredible performance, really showing him to be worth that first round draft pick location by Joa.
I know Caitlyn's getting buffed next patch, but I'm just hoping Jin doesn't become what Caitlyn pick ban every single game, and whichever team gets it is the team that ends up having the edge. But I mean, after game 3 last night, we're definitely seeing Jin is strong. Maybe we should consider banning it.
Yeah, there's we'll definitely see as the weeks start to go forward how the TCL meta starts to shake out. But that said, we're not going to hold you guys any longer. Some incredible games tonight, and really just so happy to cast with you, D-Brand. Awesome job. Really excited to do it again sometime. So. On that note, we'll see you all next week for week 2 of season 2 of TCL.
Thanks for joining.